And we have our ship out here orbiting Camp Walker Giant Red Star, or Red Giant Star. And we were putting Rusty on the spot last week, so we'll switch that responsibility. Rusty, you probably could still be the commander for us. It'd be nice, and take those command actions since we have lost.
I think I'm the only Terran.
No, Fred, I think, is playing a Terran.
I'm a Terran.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and the commander does not necessarily need to be a Terran. They're just more flexible as commanders.
Okay. I'm happy with being commander. So.
Yeah. But we'll go ahead and make somebody else pseudo navigator. Fred, do you see that big ship next to Camp Walker Giant Star?
Yeah.
We'll put you on the spot, and you can move it by box on this map, even though some of the hazards will actually flow into other boxes. As you move through, you'll expose them.
Now, let me go through my notes for last week, because I think we got information that limited the map that we need to crawl.
I thought we failed that roll.
Oh, right.
Didn't we fail that roll? And because you were looking for a quadrant, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you did not get a quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you have different, then that tell me so that you don't pursue something.
That's what I'm checking. That I remember we were trying to narrow it down to the quadrant, but yeah, we might have failed that roll.
Yeah, which is not a big thing. And Fred, anywhere in the fog of war, you may put your ship and begin to explore. You are looking for our Ver-Digris space station. The Ver-Digris are an alien race. They are pretty much known in this era for the buying and selling of human slaves. And by the term human, we mean any of the 4 intelligent races that form the Tetra League.
Red moves completed.
You can go ahead and move yourself all the way up to a position that you cannot see on the map.
That's what you want to do. Oh,
yeah.
Weren't they stealing the?
They are stealing the mineral Sakai, which is used to manufacture the Phillips pod, which is our perpetual motion machine that makes everything space travel, everything power possible. All right, let me go over my fog here. And
we may or may not want to.
You're at 10.
Oh, is that Tony that's now online with us?
Yeah, Tony's breaking up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, we won't hold that against him. Are you in the car on your way home, or are you already at home, sir?
No, I'm now at home.
Terrific. I'm letting Fred move the Dauntless Perisher, and you guys are looking for a Ver-Digris base, or Ver-Digris is the way I usually pronounce it, just so I can separate the two races. You may poo-poo that again, Tony. It's very much in character. Notice you've hit the edge of an asteroid field, Fred. Also, if you're not worried about a drain bamage, then by all means you can go directly into that active Sakai mine. But if you're worried a little bit about what Degama has warned us about, you may wish to avoid some of these sections. And if you find not a depleted mine, like is slightly to the south next to the rogue missile, if you find an undepleted, untapped Sakai mine, you actually can collect the bounty for that, or you can start to harvest the Sakai yourself. And where there is a will, there's a way. I have a quick and dirty table, I believe, for that.
So nothing happened in this square.
Nothing happened in that square, no.
And what is the effect of going into meteors?
If you cross the asteroids with...
Or asteroids, okay.
Yeah, with your inexperience, it will probably result in loss of an extra ship damage unless rolls are made. So until you decide to actually head in that direction... And pretty much some open space there.
Okay, so... to do this.
Oh, he's going to change positions on the map, I see. Where is that going to take us? I think I can do this in pretty much all confidence. Just a little bit more. Yep, okay.
Yeah, there's some of the rocks we're looking for.
Yes, the rock can be used like a barrier, or you can actually try to move through it. But for the two-dimensional space that we're moving in for this climax map, it probably just can be considered a wall if you don't want to risk it.
Okay. So nobody's hacked us, nothing happened?
No encounter yet. I can certainly, roll a 6 die, and no, there's enough that's going to go bad on the map that I probably won't.
Oh, you went through the meteors?
No, he went around, I'm assuming.
It looked like I was going around.
Okay. I just can't see where you went.
He just made a little blip.
He hasn't found a snake nest yet, so we're doing okay.
Double snakes.
Double snakes.
And there's the boss.
Evening, gentlemen and ladies.
Hey,
How are you tonight, sir?
Good.
We're letting Fred be on the.
We're all gonna die.
Yes, he's the wounded guy, so we figure his fate might as well be his own. You sort of found the edge to the
Yeah, that's what I thought.
two-dimensional east, where there's more rock bed, and to the south and to the west is unknown space at this moment.
Well, we'll go down here and see what happens.
Okay, well, how bad can it be? I'm going to open up just a little bit more. Could be snakes. You notice there's a little... I'll have to get back into token mode here. You notice there's a little tiny drone there, and that will actually cause an encounter. Those are those security androids, security mechs, the Aero Snubs. We're going to use ship-to-ship Q&D and destroy bad guy as a group. The situation starts with handicap valor, which means any fail roll results in shaken. So let me go to my table of contents here, so we can get started on Q&D play.
Sorry, we are starting on destroy bad guy?
Yes, you must destroy the drone, or it's going to be there repeatedly shooting at you. And I'm at ship to ship, destroy bad guy. I am on page 179 of the actual booklet. And these cards are as a group. So the first one I flip, I'm gonna shuffle, and I'm gonna shuffle again, and I'm gonna flip the first card. It's an Ace of Valor. An Ace of Valor is a terrific card. Maybe I should shuffle a third time.
Too late. I've already posted the card in the chat. It's in play. Take that. Trying to take away our good ace.
I magically opened the code somehow. I think that was from my using Internet Explorer as my PDF reader. All right, so I'm going to go down to this ace here. Mike has posted. It says, fire, it's not even a bane, fire on a set cue to coordinate an all-out attack, time to overload the opponent's defensive systems. Success to destroy the object. Good. Regardless, ignore the next half D8 banes and treat them as regular card flips. Boy, I can't see anything more lucky than that. Thank you, Fred, for your leadership here. The condition is ship pav. I'm going to go over to the squad overview, and I noticed that Rusty did save his ship pav. I think I remember last week where we defended it and the ice cream dispenser. So, happy days for us. The roll is a 9. We all get to attempt it, and Trait Fierce gives us 3 dice. So I will just start with Fred. Fred, give me 3 dice if you're fierce, 2 dice if you're not, and try to make a 9 to destroy that little ship that's in our way.
Okay, so here we go. 2d8.
2d8. 7, just a little bit short, but I'll go on to Tony. Tony, see if you can make that 9 and give us that critical shot to destroy that.
There you go.
And he's fierce. He didn't waste any effort in it, but that's all you need. I'm going to grab my little writing pen here and put a little slash through it so you're reminded. And Fred, you can see the asteroid to your field to your roughly east and southeast. Where would you like to head from that? Oh, ignoble time, right? I mean, come on, we're not that high in level that we should. I'm going to go ahead and pick. I will allow anyone to pick judgment from that, since we.
I think I need that.
I need it, so.
Even at level 3?
No, not if you didn't make a roll.
I mean level 2. I'm at
Yeah, level 2. I'll give it to you, Rusty.
What are we calling this?
How about travel and intrigue?
Yes, travel and intrigue or judgment, I think would be 2. Heroics, not so much. Cunning ploy, not so much. I wouldn't even count as battle. Since
All I need now is experience beyond.
Can I count it as ambition? I've finally taken revenge on those damn robots.
I will. At level 0, right?
Yes, level 0.
Yes, go ahead and take that level if you made it.
Okay. Nope.
And
I still
Conrad?
need experiences and growth.
So you need judgment.
Okay, yeah, I need judgment. Good. I need publicity and growth and experience beyond comprehension to continue. And Fred, you can move the miniature at any time after you get your noble credited.
Let's see what happens when we go over here.
Still trying to
Let's find out. How bad could it be?
I can't hear you.
We are searching for a Ver-Digris base that has been stealing Sakai, as the play-by-play operator would tell us. And I'm going to open this up just a little bit. And then I'm going to add something that's very suggestive. That! And you're still in empty space, sir.
Red, when you get a chance, I'm trying to find the Epic Table login for this game. Laura's had to shift computers.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I got that saved.
Thanks, Fred.
I'll post it up in there.
Yeah, if you just stick that chat.
Yeah, don't put it in chat for the
okay.
game, if you would, please. Go ahead and just send an email or.
Cardo Flipper chat.
No. That's
Yeah, you can put it in Cardo
sorry.
Flipper chat because I'm not viewing that. So yeah, if you have any offhanded comments you wish to make about,
I could have grabbed this other one.
you may certainly use the card flip chat for that.
Don't tempt us.
And yeah, because I'm looking to make enemies online, so probably what I'm doing is I'm making the enemies that can't retaliate. Sadly. All right, so it's when Fred is ready. He's I definitely have boxed off a couple of places there.
Okay, I posted that up in there, and now I will move the token down.
Okay. Could be a trap. Well, that doesn't look promising. Let's see what that says. A-bomb symbols. Something catastrophic has occurred on board, possibly related to the unstable Sakai drifting through the sector. First time this is crossed, lose a ship swagger. Second time and thereafter, display skill at nearly impossible, then tasking, then difficult, then ordinary to prevent the mishaps in order. So the first one is an automatic loss of a ship swagger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll just roll a d8 and I'll count from the top. And you lost number 6, which would be we lost the break room coffee. Once you spill it once, and that would also count as a half of the amenities aboard. So,
I would like you to recount actually, Red, because it seems
1, 2,
like
3, 4, 5, 6. You're saying I should take the alarms instead?
The beeping alarms instead of the break room coffee. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take the beep alarms instead because Tony has redesignated the beep alarms as the new coffee dispenser aboard, and we will go on to back to Mitakan. And Fred, where would you like to move from that position?
Okay, I'm going to go down here.
Okay. And if you continue in that direction, you're going to make a roll for crossing the asteroids. So if you want to set yourself back one square.
No, actually, I'll go to the over here.
Yeah, it won't matter if you hit the bomb again. I can actually draw and cross that out to make sure that we know that
Looks like that's where the end.
spent.
See.
And Red, you saw you can back up, by the way, on the.
I did. That's terrific. Did you notice I needed that function in the in one of the videos I posted?
Yeah,
Or did
I mean,
you
it
just
was in
decide
the
you
old
had
flipper,
it?
but it wasn't in this one.
Did that
that's
work
fine.
by the code?
The ability to back up is good, and you are basically in an empty space there, and you're only one step away from the edge of the map for what it's worth.
Yeah. Well,
It's good though. I mean, if it's a chessboard. If you're clearing the pieces, you're going to clear this lower corner.
I guess we can go back up. Let's see. What have we got?
And you can cross that wormhole below. That's actually the interference of the wormhole. The wormhole itself is a lot smaller.
Also, Red, when you get a chance, since Laura's changed computers, you'll have to.
Let me give her a character. I'm trying to remember which one she is.
She is Morden. Mordenberg.
How about that? Did you get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up here.
It's loading. We're going
And
Okay.
Up over here.
Yep, that works.
Okay.
So that does.
And you notice that little whiff of green that you're about to draw. And that represents not the asteroid fields, but it represents sort of, I'm going to call it space fungus. It's probably not alive, but this is the best way to describe it to the trooper's mentality. So we're all going to roll 2d8. The low roll, let's see, low roll receives an event on rank 8 void ferocity. That is about as ugly as it gets in this game. So let's roll 2 dice. And my 2 dice is a 5, so maybe coming my way. Looking for a 4.
You might have to.
Okay, and I'm going to take a card on. I'm going to take a maiden. At least everything is inverted in this. And let me find the void. And let me find the monsters. And here it is. Rank void, a maiden card. How bad can it be? That's 7 is intrigue, 8 is void. The maiden card says, covering fire and lots of it, but the noise is drawing the beasties. So I'm basically firing in a circle, probably thinking that I'm being attacked by something from the hallucinations that I'm receiving. Success to allow everyone to escape the further battle, but fail and suffer a vicious wound. So if I'm successful at my roll of 14, I convinced myself that I saved the party. If I fail that roll, I actually took damage, and of course I would not. It suffered using DOC. It's a vicious wound. It's a lose swaggering or vicious wound. So I'm going to go ahead and try to roll a 14, which is extremely tough to do since I do not have the advantage of craft shot. I do not have make roll either, and my 11 has come up short, and my character is wounded. But I'm a cruise, so I am. I've used my durable.
Am I the only one that's viciously wounded?
It's vicious, yes. You're the only one that's leaking blood at the moment, although I'm 1/3 the way there as well. Now, you'll notice that green slime seems to ooze into the 2 neighboring spots. Fred, if you continue in that direction, either east or south, we may be looking for somebody else to take a hit on Ferocity 8.
Can I call that an experiences beyond
You most
comprehension
definitely
at
can,
0
and
level?
thank you.
Yeah,
Tony,
we
for
do that.
reminding us to check
How about for
ignorance on
level
that,
1?
because we would like to go up to
Level
level
1, man. Okay.
Now I have all but 2. I need growth and I need fame.
Ooh. Now, when I gain level, do I get rid of the wound or does it stay?
The wound stays until we complete the mission or abandon the mission. What you can do by going up a level, though, is I believe you pick up 2 skills,
Yeah.
which are nice.
He's not a cruise, plus his trait bonuses.
Yeah, plus your trait bonuses. So yeah, as an inventive, you're going to get something for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I get to lock a...
While Fred is doing his leveling, I'll go ahead and Laura, you're in the game, right? No, yes, no.
Yes.
Go ahead and grab that ship and put it someplace that you cannot see. Just be aware that right immediately north and south of you is more chances that somebody's going to take a vicious wound from the space fungus.
You mean east and south?
Yes, east and south. What'd I say?
Ah, you said north.
I said north. Well, then go east and take some space fungus.
You guys are saved, a glorious grenadier.
Well,
Mintaka climax map.
okay. I was gonna say we would go south.
You might want to shrink the map.
Was the experience beyond weird appropriate for level 2 or not?
Sure. Yeah, because I'm not sure what you got at level 1 or level 0, but
It's that.
It wasn't that.
That's our ship icon. So to the south, so the green stuff is the
East,
slime.
Go south.
Right, and if we go into the asteroids, then we have to Q and D for that. So you might want to go ahead to that north corner and just figure it out. Because it's either going to be a complete wall or that's the only way to squeak through, right?
Yeah, that was my guess. We just go to the north corner. So there.
all right. Well, when we get Fred back, Fred can take over. In her brief time of command, we do not judge anyone in this game, except when they do this.
You kidding me? That's the only thing we do.
Yeah, it's
Consistent.
and
by judge,
now
I mean bully and humiliate.
I go to my squad overview map and I pick the coffee maker. We are trying to save the coffee maker, and I start with Tony. Tony, what do you do on a nearly impossible roll, which is a 16 for you to save the coffee maker?
Ooh, gosh. I grab the coffee maker and jet back away.
Okay, give me 2 dice of, and you might as well try to lock that. It's glorious, right?
Yeah, why not? On a 16, huh?
It's nearly impossible, and that is your level, sir.
I have failed.
Well, I wouldn't be that disheartened by it. And now I go over to, we don't have Bruce or Greg, I'll go to myself, and I will try to roll a 16. Be nice if I locked my C cube as glorious, so I'll try that. Dice roll 2 dice. Did I get very lucky? I did not. And we go over to Rusty. Rusty, what would you like to do? Trying to roll a 16.
Level 2, does it change? No.
I don't think it changes until level 3.
Level 4.
Level 4, that is correct, yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to try and lock Union Certified, Jay.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Get those guys back in order by telling them, hey, as their gang boss, they shouldn't be abandoning post. That didn't cut it. Conrad, what would you like to do to try to save the break room coffee from the residual Sakai that came in? You can just call it antimatter that came into the ship.
Everyone knows that blue smoke is the way to defeat Sakai.
Go ahead,
No blue smoke.
2 dice for a 16 and see if it comes up. No, and Laura, see if we can get a lucky roll, or you guys can make roll these if you want to save the coffee. But
If I'm using a skill, I'm just risking it.
you don't risk a skill if you're rolling. Yeah, if all I'm doing is allowing you a free roll to try to lock a swaggering, since I don't think anyone's going to roll 1 in 64 to get it.
I'll try my.
But you're right. Normally, I should be saying that if you risk the swagger, you could lose it in this case, which means none of us would do it. We would just use a trade.
I'll
We're getting a few more glorious too.
helpful to try
Yeah.
to fix it. That one happened.
And Mike. It's all up to
Magnetic
you.
pulse.
Okay.
Magnetic pulse to deflect the radiation flux or something.
Yeah, or the antimatter.
Yeah.
And
Something,
finally,
something.
Fred, can you save our break room coffee dispenser from the antimatter that has come through the ship and into our ready room?
Yeah, on a swashbuckler, I'm gonna try to do something
Roll-
dramatic.
Roll
and
me
crazy.
a 16.
Okay.
Save that make roll for when it may cause a wound to you.
Is that on 3d8 or 2d8?
2d8.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah.
Half the equation, but not. Okay, now the next time we roll this, it's going to go to tasking. On average, we're probably going to lose maybe 2 or more times. Fred, you can see where we are in that upper. We're just a few spaces over from the star Mintaka. Where would you like to go from there, sir?
We'll go up into
And a hearty thank you, Laura, for finding one of
the last square.
4 of them on the map. I'm lying, of course, you know that. The whole map is littered with those things.
Of course they are.
Better than snakes.
Yeah. So I just went up one more. See what happens.
And nothing has happened.
Okay, so are we at the end of this map now?
Yes, if you go any further, you're basically going to be in the the heliotrope of the star. It's not
So
not
we
going
have
to
to
get you
go
anywhere.
through the asteroids. Huh?
Well, you don't necessarily have to go through the asteroid because from the position you are, if you go east, you don't immediately hit the asteroids.
Wait a minute. There has to be more to the east that we can go because out in the void there's that uncovered Sakai mine square. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
So there has to be something farther to the
Fred,
east.
you also allow you to navigate through the depleted mine since you guys have already been through it. If you want to move yourself down to the wormhole, Jerk Satyr, you can move from any space on that either.
Sounds like a trap. Don't do it.
It is. I mean, Tony could just tell me by the inflection of my voice that I'm saying, yeah, please put yourself
Come
down
here
where.
like this, and we go over.
Yeah, you can go to there. Sure. Let me see what it is. Can't be that bad. And more empty space.
Okay, we'll come down here.
Okay. And I pinched that a little bit in for a reason.
Okay.
So if east from there, from either block, is going to be an encounter. South into the wormhole is not an encounter.
Do we want the encounter?
Depends on what it is.
Well, if it's the base you're looking for, yeah. But no, the base you're looking for is going to be pretty big when you find it.
All right, let's go over here like this.
Okay.
You said we can go through the edge of that purple, right?
Yeah, you can actually go through that safely anywhere in it. It's not. That's just the a nice, pretty graphic for the compression of space that connects this
Over here?
system to Jerky Satyr. Sure, we can go that way if we wish as well.
Well, here like this.
And you probably have to enter the asteroid field if you want to go any further that direction.
We can come down and...
You know, if we are looking for a Sakai mine and Sakai is found in asteroids, I'm just gonna say at some point we're gonna have to cross the asteroid.
The base you're looking for, I can tell you for sure, it's not in the asteroids. But if you want to find untapped Sakai and get some money, money's always nice. Yeah, you would have to float around the asteroids. Let me read what the asteroids are, just so you make sure that you're well informed here. There's a chance to ram the ship into things and lose parts of your ablative. Now, when I say ablative, it's just basically other parts of your ship that get knocked off or blown off. Anytime you enter the asteroid, you automatically lose ship sensors F. After that, you have to display swaggering to hold on to the ship. And I won't tell you the difficulty of that roll until you actually tempt fate with it. So, where to next, Fred?
Let's see here. Why don't we go over here? We'll see if we
Okay.
find it.
I like that. That's different.
It's a trap.
Yeah, well, the whole thing's trapped.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, what's there? Something's there. Oh shit.
Okay, so that's a rogue missile. We've hit one of them before, right? Unexploded ordnance. In the earlier days of operation, like yesterday, the depth charges that failed to explode were simply sent off into space in a random direction. So when they're mining and they decide that that 50 tons of TNT didn't actually explode, just throw it out into space where no one's gonna hit it. Well, guess what? Some were actually military-grade missiles left over from a number of wars fighting over these riches. The device activates on proximity, homes toward target, and explodes. Each player around the table, this is a round-the-table event, must attempt an action to stop from receiving a vicious wound. If needed, let each person explain what he does and kibitz about the order. So I'm going to start with Fred, since we're going to want to save Fred if he takes his second vicious wound. At least I think that would be a good thing to try. Save Fred if he takes a second vicious wound. So I'm going to start with Fred. You need to, let me see if I got the roll here. These are only ordinaries, so you need to make an ordinary roll, and you need to tell me what you do to avoid the vicious wound. I remember last time you found the opposite side of the ship that was going to get hit.
Yeah. I'm going to use bureaucracy to get somebody else to take an action.
Okay, so you can use bureaucracy actually with the robots or with other people. So you probably would use it with
robots, whatever.
Yeah, you'd use it. Well, the crew is the robots. Yeah, and we do have one crewman aboard. It's the guy we picked up.
Oh yeah, we always forget about him.
Yeah, he's actually a crew's guy. I think we called him Wolf because he was servant of Wolf. So, but a Wolf's son, we'll call him. So, if you want, you can get Wolf's son to sort of move into position and build your bunker. Give me a roll of a 7 on bureaucracy, please.
That's 2d8, right?
2d8.
Yes. Okay,
so Fred is safe. I go to Tony. Tony, what would you like to do? And if you attempt any swaggering to lock it as glorious, or it will. There's a chance if you miss it, you also lose that swaggering. If you attempt any swaggering just to get swaggering, the roll becomes difficult.
Okay. Then I will...
Oh, you're durable. Why wouldn't you risk it? A 12. Come on, you can make a 12. 1 and 4.
I can't make it small. Okay.
A 7 then.
Ha! There you go.
You have missed. So mark off your durable for the moment as you've missed the explosion. I didn't even know what you were rolling for and what skill you were applying. But
oh, sorry, I was actually just trying to be a veteran.
Being a veteran, yes, and
smart about it.
Probably the quandary over. I'm just being a veteran here, right? And you're talking with Wolfson. He said, "Yeah, we were told to just stand here as the missile comes." Righto. Okay, it comes over to me, and I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I'm looking for publicity and fame. And there would be nothing more famous for a level 0 guy than to shoot this missile out of flight, right? How about if I go for crack shot on a 7? I could die. I didn't though. Crack shot. Somebody. That's a jive. That's a savvy, correct?
Yes, savvy.
Crack shot.
Yeah, F.
Got it, thank you. I picked up crack shot, avoided the wounds. I'm over to Rusty. What do you do, sir?
Wait,
I thought if you said you're going to pick it up,
it was a
when you did swagger.
It's a 12, isn't it? So I will either re-roll that, or I will say that I had used my energetic ability, which I get from my spirited instead. So I wasted in essence. But thank you for keeping me honest.
At this time, I do not believe I am cheating.
Yes, at this time, I do not believe I'm cheating. I'm trying to put the spaceship A next to A, B next to B. That was a tough
So,
game.
am I next? Did you
Yes,
say?
Rusty, go ahead.
So I'm going to use demolitions and
Remotely blow it up.
to blow it up before it gets here.
Okay, give me
And
Give me
I
7.
failed.
Okay, so Rusty is going to receive a vicious wound. We're going to put an asterisk on Rusty's vicious wound because you're not durable because you're a Terran, right?
That's all right.
And if you make a difficult roll, Conrad, you can protect Rusty or you can let Rusty take his vicious wound.
I'm the
man.
timer. Do I have to take that roll?
Well,
it's still there when it gets to you,
We're
right?
getting you. Yeah, we'll get you when we get you, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I got to save Rusty. So what I'll do is I will use my inventive skill to gain the catbird seat, my spirited skill to gain the fury pip, and my spirited skill to get the command pip. So that's going to be +3, +2, +1, right?
Wow, you're going to do a whole
Plus
plus
6.
6 on this whole thing. Absolutely.
I got to roll a 12, right, to get it.
Yeah.
So, and then I will wait till just the last moment to use magnetic pulse, which is currently marked glorious, so I can't lose it. And
Can't lose it.
we
You
will
sure you
attempt
don't want
roll
to?
2
It's
dice.
only a roll of a 6, which is pretty easy. You don't want to pick another skill to lock as glorious.
No, you increase the difficulty then.
No, only if you get a fresh one. I said.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. So I could pick like hydraulic press.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll use incendiaries, which I have that at.
Okay, go ahead and see if you can
base.
lay a
So
layer,
let's-
a blanket of
I
plasma.
need the
out
6
there
to
that
save
does-
Rusty and pick up incendiary.
That is correct. You
Yeah,
got to
there
make
she
roll
blows
yet?
right there.
He doesn't even need it. Okay, so
I
Rusty
used the
is-
make roll in the last week.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
and
yeah.
we'll go on to Laura. Laura, what
Thanks. Thanks, Conrad.
And you
Sir.
can check and note for that, Conrad, for saving a
That
party.
certainly was publicity there, of course.
Yeah, that's fame. Okay, and Laura, what would you like to do?
By the way, everyone would have the command pip.
If I
Oh,
use-
thank you. That's
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
At least the people that are going to still act.
Yeah. Yep.
If I use my crack shot, that lowers the difficulty since I already have it. If I'm not trying to lock it in glorious.
So, if you say I'm going to crack shot and destroy, part of the missile that cluster bombed at us, your roll would be a 7. Down 1 for the command pip is a 6. To lock it is glorious. If you do not have it, like I did not have it, you would have to roll a 12, the difficult roll,
Or an 11.
Okay.
or an 11. Thank you.
I already have it. I wasn't necessarily trying to lock it as glorious so much as avoid a vicious wound.
Well, if you just want to avoid the vicious wound, I would pick a trait, because if you attempt to roll for your crack shot and miss it, you will lose your crack shot if you don't make that 6. It's a pretty easy roll, though,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to do it someday if you're going to want to lock it, unless you're thinking you're only going to lock things at level advance.
All right. I'll try for the 6.
Get a 6. She doesn't have faith in her dice this week. It's Laura.
No,
Laura.
it's just bad when you've broken Morden
Oh gosh.
because she missed 2 rolls last week.
You said
It's
if I
just
did
like
a crack shot, it'd be a 6.
Yeah, but
It's
you're the one who
cracked-
has the reputation for good dice, so they're teasing you about not going for the difficult.
Crack shot for
No, she could
Well,
roll the
this-
6 because she could at least mark it glorious.
Yeah. Did you roll it, Laura, and did it whisper, or did it not show up for me?
I didn't roll it because I thought you guys misunderstood what I was saying.
No, you're rolling a 6 on 2 dice. It's a gimme for you. Look at that, 15. You could have saved the whole party and given us all swaggering. Mike, what are you doing?
I
Like she used to. Like she used to.
It's the old
I'm
war.
going to try and lock my magnetic pulse at glorious.
You're going to try to lock your magnetic pulses glorious. That would be a 6 roll, and you are successful. Terrific. Fred, where do we move the ship after that?
Okay, I'll get over here. And let's go down over here.
Down is good. Like it's easier because you're going downhill.
Towards the gravity well of the wormhole, right?
Well, you're sort of orbiting it.
Well, I mean, it's got to have a gravity well. It's warping the fabric of space-time.
It is.
That's the purple stuff you see on the edge.
I mean, that's pretty much the definition of a gravity well.
But my comment was he's not actually going toward the center of the gravity well of the wormhole.
We'll go down here and get the edge of the map then.
All right. Because you're close enough, I'm going to open that up.
Oh, what in the heck is that?
That's our friends, the Ver-Digris.
Oh, there they are.
And let's see what this is. This is just a minor presence. Now, everyone suffers one event on Q&D seasoned ferocity banes. Many, regardless and flare inconsequential results, turn into a PM cycle upon failure. I treat the KO as an insanity point. If you fall back to support, you suffer a second event on the table. The feeling is just humiliating and is a way to survive, plus that, okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Ferocity Bane Seasoned. So, Seasoned Ferocity Bane, I'm going to find in just a second. I believe it was a...
Ferocity Banes are different tables from the combat ones, right?
Correct. Now, so Ferocity Banes and a... Seasoned is a 1, 2, 3, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to be commerce rolls. It's on page 161. You probably have it in your tool. You may not. I'm going to go ahead and flip around the table here. Fred, I left off with you, so I might as well start with you if you don't mind, sir.
Sure, go ahead.
And here is a king, which is a beautiful card to get. Do you have a mic or do you need me to post in the chat?
Haven't got it yet.
I got it. I can just post it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm on the table. And there it is. The advantage is demolitions, Fred.
Okay, defuse an IED before it detonates, or the time spent exhaust a window of opportunity. Fail and KO. Regardless, your next half D8 actions become irregular. Ooh. Flare, treat all squad fidelity suits as Banes. Difficulty 8. Advantage, skill, demolition.
Now let me translate all of that in terms of the table. We're not actually going to take more than one roll on the table. So instead of KO'd, you would suffer an insanity point fighting the Ver-Digris that boarded us. And anything that's related to flares, which it has several of them on there, if you also fail, you're going to deliver a PM cycle point to yourself. So advantage of demolitions, roll of an 8 to avoid a insanity point and PM cycle point.
And that's on 2d8 then.
That's on 2d8. That is correct.
Okay.
And Fred is out of the battle. I'm going to go to Tony. Tony, you have a knave card.
Oh, the knaves are always great.
Yes, the knaves are never.
Second ferocity or third ferocity?
It's the third ferocity. Did you find it?
Great.
Or did you
dive
push
away
it to the
from
table?
Dive away
Here it
from
is,
a strong mechanical trap or grenade drop. Fail and suffer vicious. Great. Regardless, character is pinned. Oh, perfect. Difficulty 7, advantage, trait spirited.
Now you got 3 dice for a 7, or you're vicious with a PM point cycle.
I am not spirited.
You're not spirited. I apologize for inferring that you're spirited. So 2 dice for a 7, please.
I'd like to believe that I am, but no, I'm not.
You're spirited in
Tony's
my
not
eyes,
dashing.
fellow cruise man.
Tony's not dashing?
Let's see here. What am I feeling on here?
Should be dashing.
Hey, I actually succeeded.
Okay, it's going to come over to me, and I'm going to take a card, and my card is going to be an 8, and I will post it.
A Bane 8.
It's a Bane 8, but these are all Banes, so there is no double Bane, luckily. The third Ferocity Bane, inverted 8. Revise your will to include small gifts to your present companions, especially to my buddy Tony. Fail and suffer a vicious regardless. That regardless means it's a PM cycle as well. So I will take a vicious with a PM cycle unless I make a 10, esprit de corps. Tough roll for me. Let's see if I can make it. 2 dice. And I have made it, so I pick up esprit de corps. As I mark that. Next in line, Rusty.
Banes anyway, so
Rusty, your card is a maiden Bane, but there are no Banes that we need to worry about. Let me clip it out for you, and then I'll go ahead and add my my new swaggering that I picked up.
Let's see. Change of plans. Call an audible. Avoid a disaster for want of a nail. Success to allow everyone to escape further battle, but fail and suffer own vicious. Regardless, all beneficial party pips reset. Difficulty 7, advantage trait INV.
Inventive.
Inventive. Okay.
Okay, so let me parse this for you. Success, which would be very nice, and nobody else behind you needs to make a further roll. Regardless of the reset, is going to make it so that if you fail this, not only are you going to take the vicious wound, but you're also going to add a PM cycle point. You need a 7 advantage inventive. I know you're inventive. 3 dice. He made it. So that ends the encounter with the small ship of Ver-Digris.
Okay.
Is that a battle?
That would count as a battle for anyone.
Not the ones that didn't roll.
And
Correct.
would it count
Not the
as
ones that- the only ones
count as
I
heroic? Oh,
Is
see,
there?
is heroic important in this rule set as it is?
No, because you cannot drop out of the battle anyway without changing characters permanently. So,
So which should I take, battle or heroic?
it's a coin flip, I would say. The only one I need is growth, and the only thing I could take for growth is that I would hate these creatures. You know, why not? I'll add to my character so that I go up a level that I hate the Ver-Digris.
Did you mean
Why not?
humans or
Why not
vertebrae?
hate a bad animal, right?
I'll join you in that.
Bad
We go up a
aliens.
level.
Yeah.
Is
From
it
this
an
encounter.
adventurous thing for someone that did not make the roll?
Yes.
So who's still not level 1?
I have just made level 1. I pick up 1 skill from that. Somebody tell me one of the 12 attack battle skills that I don't have.
Airport
is a-
bonsai, brawler, core
Is jetpack a swagger or is jetpack a
Jetpack is a skill.
Jetpack's a skill.
skill? All right, well then I couldn't lock that as swagger.
about-
I'll take
how about-
jetpack though. Why would I would
efficient
definitely want to take
select.
jetpack. So I got my new skill. I got my 1 make roll. I'm still unwounded, but I did lose my. I did already use my durable trait, and I'm up to speed.
Do you have other trait bonuses? Fierce-spirited, inventive.
Yeah, I'm fierce and spirited. I probably picked an extra.
Spirited, I think, gives you an extra swagger.
Okay. Any extra swagger? Okay, or I can lock
Swagger
one.
or lock is glorious.
And what is the
Fierce gives you Fierce would give you an additional EE suit swaggering. Durable gives you an additional savvy swaggering.
All right, so additional savvy swaggering for my durable, and I got any swaggering for being spirited, and I got an extra EE suit for my the fact that I went up, right?
Yeah, there may be a bonus for inventive, but I don't have it on this sheet because my character's not inventive. So I.
Thank you for telling me that, Mike. All I need to do is pop to EE suit swaggering and grab a couple of them.
Skill.
Ordnance has been coming up a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, take it.
Should I take
Nothing is
ordnance?
leveling it.
I'll
Sorry.
take-
At level advantage, you get a skill at advancement, level advancement. You get an extra skill.
And also, I think
when you're
DP
inventive.
targeting. And double precision targeting is F. That's a second F for me, which is nice. And then I also get a savvy. What is savvy A?
Grenadier.
Grenadier,
Yeah.
of course.
Lock one somewhere.
I've already got one ECM lock. So if I need to use something on the table just to keep from losing it, I'll rely on my ECM. I'd rather have
Always good to
broad
have.
amount of skills at this point in the game, since I'm only level 1. That's just a hunch. We have not played this enough to learn if that's going to be a tremendous advantage or not. And I go on to the next encounter. You may move in any direction. You notice I have revealed all the way out to the edge of the corner of the map, Fred. So this corner of the map, in fact, this whole sector, you can pretty much say around the wormhole, does not have the illegal mining base.
So we're down with it going this direction then, you're saying. Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
pretty much.
Let's see here. Where haven't we been?
You can put yourself on the opposite side of the wormhole. You can put yourself back in Mintaka. We have that green fungus that we would try to navigate. I would not want to enter it myself again, but there's the odds are that it will be somebody else taking the wound.
I'm cynical. I'm going to say we're going to have to push out towards that depleted Sakai mine that's sitting all alone in that void of black, taunting us, knowing that it exists, but not what's in between us.
I think you're right. We're going up here. We're going to go ahead and go.
It's not necessarily depleted. It says just Sakai mine.
Ah, correct. Thank you.
Okay. Wait. Let me clarify that. That's how the War Cartel currently gets the Sakai in this system, is from that little base there. So if you go toward that base, I'll give you one easy guess on what you're going to find around it, protecting the base from outsiders.
Ordnance and A-bombs!
Yeah, probably not the A-bombs, probably not the ordnance, but it's going to have those little aero fighters all around it.
We were already over there, got in some troubles.
So that little base is like the current mine, Mike. You can't claim it, and it's not depleted.
So we may find one down over here somewhere.
You may find one that's untapped down wherever you are. Yeah. Is that where you're going to go in that position?
Yep,
you're just going to be a completist and get rid of that area.
Yeah, we're going for it.
That's fine. Not a bad strategy.
That just means that Red gets all of his badness exposed.
Okay, so you have found an untapped Sakai mine, which is nice. So don't worry about the asteroids from that, because we'd have to navigate it in. But let me get my notes here and read what that says. And it tells me, untapped Sakai. First meeting will discover a new deposit. Chart the location and report back to Camp Walker for a prize. No, don't just radio the result and have everyone rush there. Some player will want to mine. Now, if you guys want to set up a mine, you actually can try to set up a mine of the untapped Sakai and try to collect it yourself without declaring it. If you declare it to the walkers in Camp Walker Red Giant Star, I will give everyone a windfall of picking up the Journeymen as a proxy. If you want to try to tap it yourself, it's going to be something that's going to develop slowly, like having a castle in the Outlands map. So which would you like to do, Fred?
I set out a thing in chat, so I'm waiting for some more replies. I've got one saying to mine. I'm waiting for some others.
I'm sorry, I'm watching Tony explore an invisible box.
What do you mean that a journeyman?
The Journyemen cartel is one of 20 major political factions in the game. If you go to the actual...
So it'd be a command proxy.
It would be. That is correct, Rusty. It would be in terms of command proxy. Right now, you have the Skimerian cartel. I can take another green one and put it right over the Journeymen and give you R as well. And everyone else would pick up Journeyman as well if they want to mark it on their paper. I would be for reporting this one, because I bet there's more than one if we want to set up a mine, is what I would advocate for.
Now, as a chimer, I'd probably be more likely to want to just mine it myself because you do things yourself, but as a player, I point out that command proxies can only be given by Ref Fiat, and usually only to the Sarge. So if the ref is offering every active PC a Journeyman Cartel proxy, I'd say we should take that. That's the smart thing to do from gaming the system.
Yes, and how many times you get to make friends of the walkers?
Well, considering there are more walkers than immunes every damn day.
Okay, let's cut the crap, boys.
There isn't more walkers than Immune, but go ahead.
Get from this. That's what we want to know. There's ignobles in this. Let's just get the ignobles.
All right. How about if we get the ignoble? I'm going to take the noble of ambition and profit by going in and reporting it.
Oh, we're going to report it? Cool.
Well, I mean, if we don't report it, then I will remain silent.
Report it. Let me move us back up to Camp Walker, I guess. That's what we got to do, you say. We got to go back up to Camp Walker.
Right. We have to go up to Camp Walker.
We'll go like this, go like this.
Yeah, I'll take profit, too. It's a good profit.
And there we are. Okay, so what ignobles did we get? We got profit and...
Definitely profit. You could probably get growth and authority, right? Because a Journeyman proxy cartel, fame, the Journeyman like you.
Yeah, you could take growth for that as well as a leadership political authority. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take my, well, I already checked it. I took profit. Growth would have probably been a better one to get, unless you want your character loaded with flaws and everything else.
I'm taking growth.
Okay. And Fred, you're still in the command spot at the moment of deciding as navigator where we're going next.
Yeah,
And you did such a great job.
You said we had to report in, so
Yeah.
Up there.
Sure. Yeah, so it's your just all you need to do now is put yourself into the black someplace again. You're running out of good logical choices, although the other side of the wormhole is totally unexplored.
Oh, it goes further south? Down?
It doesn't go south now, it goes east.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. There's that whole section we have not gone. I see. Okay. All right. Let me get the marker. This is up here. And we go through here. Through here, and we come over here, I guess. So that wasn't but that's going to be an account, but we'll see what happens.
All right. And now we're making tasking rolls to keep from losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dice roll, please. An 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The trip crystal is overloading. That's an ugly one to lose. But the rolls are only 14s now. I start with Tony. Tony, what do you do to try to save the trip crystal? And again, with these, I've been allowing you to just go ahead and try to pick up a swaggering at the same time by rolling a 14.
And what is it causing to? Is it just the explosion that's causing the...
Yeah, so whenever we hit the little explosion marker, it's like a piece of antimatter has penetrated the ship, hitting us like a meteorite and then dissolving whatever it's coming in contact with. You could jump in front of it.
Normally I would say star point, but I don't see any star points anywhere.
It's a swaggering technique. It's EE suit K.
Okay, I'm going to try to star point it.
Give me a 14. If you're successful, you pick up star point.
Nope.
I'm going to try the same thing. 2 dice, getting a 14 for star point. I missed. Rusty.
I'm going to try and pick up... I'm going to read the user-friendly instructions of what you're supposed to do with this. So.
Okay, go ahead and give me 2 dice to see if you pick up a 14 user-friendly there.
Nope.
And over to Conrad.
Let's try Funky Power's Trip Transport.
Are you Taryn?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're going to pick up Trip Transport on a Funky Power. On a 14. Go ahead and try.
Nope.
And Laura.
The Skia.
Well, everyone knows that the way to contain antimatter is with magnetic bottle. So I'm going to try and modify a magnetic pulse to contain it.
Okay. Do you actually have the swaggering, Laura, or are you going to try to pick it up on a 14?
I'm going to try and pick it up.
Give me 2 dice.
Nope.
And Mike.
I'm the end of the round, right?
No, I got Fred.
I'm a chimer. I don't really care about it. I was tempted to do the magnetic pulse, which I have at Glorious, just to save the trip crystal, but instead I will do 2 dice and try for star point.
Okay, very good. And Fred, full circle.
All right.
We're gonna lose our ship's trip crystal pod. It's gonna be just disintegrated by the chunk of antimatter we hit. What do you do to try to prevent
Here's the
that?
idea I have. I'm going to go for funky emotions to calm everybody down and get everybody to do this so the next person can complete the task.
Do you have funky emotions as an ability at this point?
Nope, I'm going
Okay,
for it.
2 dice for 14.
move the TV camera now out. I'm going to lenses on you.
And we have lost the trip crystal, but the next time we hit an explosion, it's only difficult rolls. They're going to start to get a little easier for us. We move on to next space.
Is a phosphorus spot.
Okay, so that one will go up here.
Camera came off. I mean, the film pack came off. Okay, stand by a second. Male, this is
That's the green.
Oh, is that that's gonna put us?
That's the green mold. So you could just go straight to the east, straight to the right.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go straight to right now.
Straight to the right. You can start to see the hint of the asteroids that connect to the other asteroids.
Okay, so if we go down, we're probably going to run into it.
If you go down, you are probably going to have to roll to cross asteroids. If you go north, you could hit more funky stuff. You haven't gone east yet.
Okay, let's see here.
I missed a ship in all this, didn't I? Somewhere. Let me just go ahead and cross him out for completism here.
Oh, right into the green mist. Or snakes.
It's always snakes.
Could be dragons.
And where to from there?
Let's try going up. If we're far enough away from the green.
No.
Oh, that's another bomb.
Another bomb, and we're up to another chunk of antimatter came at us, and we're up to difficult rolls. I will start with Fred.
What are we trying to keep from getting broken?
Thank you, Mike. That sort of sets the tenor of the whole thing, doesn't it? Let me roll a d8. And a 1. Oh, the no taints. So we which is a little odd, but probably what happens is there's a colony ship that is been disabled by this whole area, and that colony ship is we're going to have to attach it to our own ship, in essence picking up taints aboard if we do not destroy this antimatter and stop this antimatter from destroying that colony ship's transports. So that should sort of flavor the adventure. And I go on to Fred. Fred, what do you do to stop the antimatter from hitting the ship? And we're down to 12s now. And again, you could still roll a 12 and pick up a swaggering.
All right.
Try your emotions again.
Yeah. Let's go with scientist.
Now, scientists won't pick you up a swaggering just for a...
Yeah.
Are we able to do things to help other players to give them a bonus to the roll, perhaps?
You could.
That's what I was trying to do.
If you wish to do scientist, Fred, I'll let you roll a 7 to give us all a +1.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go.
It's rather selfless of you. Thank you.
There we go.
Okay, we're at +1. Tony, what do you want to do to get at the swaggering, or do you want to help me get an extra tactical pip of +1?
I want to give you see if I can give you a +1.
Yeah, okay, give me a 7. First of all, tell me what you're going to do.
I'm going to use my Generalissimo skill.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a roll of a 7. Did you want to try to lock that as glorious? It would mean if you miss the roll, you lose it.
No, I'll just roll.
You are at +1. It's only a 6.
That's okay.
Okay, so now I'm coming over to me, and I got +1 for tactics pip and +1 for command pip.
You ought to be able to make this roll.
And I'm going to try for star point, and I will try a star point of 10 in order to block, stop the missile from taking our no taints. And I made that 10. Thank you guys for the plus. And I think it's, what is it, start point S or?
Okay.
Yay, thank you. I picked that up. And let me double check that on the A bomb. Do we go around the table on that, or we just go to success? I think we just go to success on that.
Yeah, that's what we did before. We just stopped.
Yeah, so one player at a time, random. Okay, so very good. Thank you, guys, and we'll be over to Rusty next encounter. And Fred, from there, where would you like to go?
Okay, let's see here. Let's go back over this way just a little bit.
Right into the green.
The green might be just 4.
Waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Green.
Oh,
No, the green is 6.
Okay, so the funky green cloud. Roll die. Give me 2 dice, everyone. Mine's an 11 this time. I'm a little better.
I'll take 12 just to...
I saw 4.
That's Tony.
Oh, Laura and
Tony,
I.
Laura.
I saw 2 4s. I saw Laura and I saw Tony. Tony, did you want to volunteer to take Laura the Skia's role, or would you want to dice against her to see who is actually going to have to take the role on... You do not have to be selfless. It's not within your character trait.
Yeah,
but you
I'll
can,
take it. Why not?
Sure. Have you checked growth yet? Did you want to be selfless for the party?
No, I do not. I've already checked growth.
And how about if we give you that ferocity of a rank 8 void, and you got yourself a 4 card, and I'll go ahead and clip it out unless Mike has got to push to the his.
No, you'll beat me to it.
Okay, and I'm going to beat you to it. Here it is, Tony. It's coming up.
Okay, 8 ferocity, bane, inverted, of course. Come out swinging to keep them at bay. Fail and suffer vicious. Yeah, okay, great. You remember this, Laura. Regardless, your next action, Scar Suit decides the method flare. Treat all squad commerce suits as a bane's difficulty 14. Advantage savvy hatchet man.
All right, so you may want to use your make roll if you still have it, but it's you're avoiding a vicious wound, and you're also avoiding a point of PM cycle from that extra flare. So vicious and PM cycle avoided on the 14. I think we see that as a make roll. You also picked up savvy hatchet man with that roll, Tony.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you avoided the vicious wound. And Fred, you probably do not want to go west, more into the green slime. And this is not the only cloud of that crap that's on the map.
You can go north of... Yeah, there you go. The bomb.
Don't worry about it. Oh, what did we pick up for rescuing those people?
Good point. Rescuing those people should be something. Even at level 1. So, yeah, fame is a terrific one to pick up for rescuing the people. Anyone else have?
I'll take
anything for level 2?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to take it as I'm going up pretty good. I'm going to take it as heroics, rescuing those people. And Rusty, you certainly could take it as heroics as well.
I'll take it as heroics.
And that's what we got there, Fred.
Oh, shit. Another ship encounter.
Yes, a little ship encounter. That little ship encounter, because we're getting close to the Sakai mine, that's what they're guarding. And they will... let me see what that's going to be. That's my... security. We're going to do a Q&D ship destroy bad guys as a group. Do you have that in the...
Yes.
Okay, so let me give a card to start that, Mike, and give us a... it's going to be a Bane, so you're going to need both that and the inverted to be posted.
Okay, hold on. Destroy bad guy. Knight Bane. Bane is irregular card flip, but penalty causes shaken.
So you'll need to actually post as well the regular card flip. Very good. So we got the... go ahead and read it for us, Mike, and cascade together.
Exit the ship to lock in a clear target path free of chaff and ablative excise. Success for catbird seat. Condition, skill jetpack, difficulty 12. Advantage, tin head, safety override, D. Failure causes entire party to be shaken.
Okay, so we can get the catbird seat. Anyone who has skilled jetpack. I just picked up skilled jetpack, which is really nice. So let's start with Rusty and go around the table. Rusty, you have the skilled jetpack.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so very nice then. You may roll, and you are. It's a 12. It's a difficult roll. I mean, it's a hard roll to make, but you may still pick it up. And you can. Do you have tin head safety override yet?
Let's see. Yes, I do, and I have it locked as glorious.
Well, then you should roll 3 dice, and you should try to get a 12 to pick up yourself for the catbird seat next round.
I got the catbird seat.
Okay, so Rusty's going to be in catbird seat. Jetpack for you, Conrad?
I do have jetpack. I do not have safety override D, but I would love to have it.
Go ahead and give me a 12.
So I'm rolling the 12, and that's a fail.
And Laura, do you have jetpack?
I do, yeah.
Terrific. Go ahead and give me 2 dice for a 12, please.
I do not have, nor can I have the advantage.
Laura did not pick up the catbird seat, but I go to Mike. Do you have the jetpack skill, sir?
Nope.
Okay, so I go to Fred. Fred, do you have the jetpack skill, sir?
Negative.
Okay, and Tony, you have jetpack, I heard you say.
Indeed I do, yes.
Go over and roll that 12, because crews can pick up tin head swaggering.
No. Cannot.
And I come over to me, and let's see if I can roll. I would need to roll a 12 as well, and rolling 2 dice and a 4 does not count it. But Rusty picked it up. But Rusty, it's only going to last the 1 round, but the next card we get, Mike, going to have another Bane attached to it, but it's going to be a King. I'm going to go ahead and post it unless you got it right away. Pretty good, pretty fast. Also, you got to have the inverted Bane on it, if you would.
I thought you said it wasn't a Bane.
It is a Bane, yes.
Oh.
It's always a Bane.
And Laura, would you read that Groot the Chimer's post for us, please?
As regular card flip, but it.
Start with the one above.
Assist the thrall operators in the weapons bay, arming, spinning, and launching various torpedoes and guided missiles. Success to lower target by 1. Regardless, for the next half D8 events, you can swap condition and advantage to meet the criteria to act.
That's nice.
Condition ship may sanction, difficulty 11. I can't read the
Advantage skill astronaut.
Now, we are not MASH sanctioned, nor do we have the Tetraleague Assembly as a proxy. Rusty, did you want to use your special flare that you got from the...
Well, wait a minute. For the next half D8 events, we can swap condition and advantage, so
next,
my Stentorian voice?
It'll be the next half D8 events,
okay,
Mike. So it'll be the one that will come in next. The thing that would really... now, we'd all get to roll. Is anyone an astronaut before we make that decision? Astronaut would be 3 dice.
No, me.
No astronauts? That's fine. Rusty does have a +3 to his dice roll, so if you have like a proxy, not a proxy, you have like a flare card that you picked up from the TJ boys, right? Rusty, you got a who are those guys? The design group, right? The Mace design group gave you the ability to.
It says yes. It's experience bond weird for getting the special Chimer Mace. Let's see. So I do have it says fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an extra little flare I threw out in the game. If you wish to use that right here, you can. It's going to be gone, but certainly this is not a bad time to use it because you, with your +3, would just need to roll an 8 to end this battle. But
okay.
If you don't use it here, if you think you want to save it for something more critical, it's up to you. We are at least not receiving Banes for half DA events.
No, I'll use it here.
Just 2. Go ahead. Give me an 8, Rusty.
Exactly.
8 is all you need. 8 is all you get. You destroyed that little arrow snub. And Rusty, you should definitely take an ignoble for that, I would think.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see which cunning ploys.
Sure. Although technically you can't pick up cunning ploy from the Q&D, but I will give you the cunning ploy for using your thing.
Okay. Then I'll take it.
Fred, if you go further north, you're going to probably get into the danger of entering the Sakai mine, and we cannot actually mine that Sakai because that one's already being mined by the Journeymen cartel, the War Cartel, and the Skimerian cartel, a triple threat there. You can go east from any of these positions, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go east.
You're not going to like it.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, we're hitting every one.
We are hitting a great deal of them, but it's only a difficult roll, and a difficult roll to avoid losing. Let me look at my little chart again. Got to roll D8, and I got a big 3. 1, 2, 3. This chunk of antimatter has hit the soft serve ice cream dispenser. That would be the other half of our amenities. If we lose both halves of the amenities, our ship is really not that ship shape, even without the luxury items. Yeah, it's for Terrans, you guys are probably going to be permanently in your suits while walking around. That's not going to be comfortable for the weeks and months that are going by. We want to try to save that on a difficult roll. I left off with Rusty. I'm going to go to Conrad. Conrad, how do you save the soft serve ice cream dispenser from the chunk of antimatter that's coming through the ship?
I need some Lotrimin, I think.
It doesn't go down
so
to now?
It doesn't because we protected ourselves from the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
gunning to take 5 of them from you, Tony.
So difficult to convert a swagger to a
to lock one a glorious. Glorious. I'm sorry, a difficult to pick one up. That's
difficult
the way
to pick
we
a new one up. So
yes.
Okay.
It's a 12 to pick up any swagger.
Okay, but to move one, it's a routine, or we just don't have that option.
If you want to lock one as glorious, same roll, but you're risking
still 12,
losing
right?
it.
Okay, so obviously I would rather try to get a new one.
At this point, you're risking losing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go.
I don't know, Laura. Why it's always the ice cream day. It just happens a lot that we get that H is being hit.
Aren't we at
opportunity
ordinary?
Fire?
Why are we at difficult? This is our fourth one.
It only decreases when we fail, apparently.
Yes, Rusty. I'm gaming this so that by the time you leave the scenario, I maybe have taken 5 of your ship swaggering, because at the start of the next mission, we count those methodicals again, we count those inventives again, and you're going to add X number back.
We're going to add 5 more back in, so we're going to fill it up.
I'm trying to do a little bit better job of putting the pressure on you guys to really make your rolls in order to keep because it'll be like Outlands. We have all 20 and we never lose them, it seems like, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, Conrad. What would you like to do to try to save this ship?
I'm going to try to use opportunity fire to pick that up with a roll of 12 to keep non-infested on our longboat. No, sorry, it's wrong game.
Yes, give me a roll of. You missed it by 1. You needed 12.
Missed it by 1. Yep.
Yeah. I'm going over to Laura. Laura, pick a swaggering that you would like. Typically something that's a defense to take to keep the antimatter from hitting us. You can try the same thing, magnetic bottle again. That was wonderful.
Or you could do what we did last time and try to, for a normal roll, take the difficulty from 12 down to 11.
That's true. Example. You can also help somebody else on an ordinary roll of 7. But that would be selfless.
And my rolls aren't always so bad, and even an 11 won't help. So I'll just try for magnetic pulse again.
All right. So you want to try for a roll of a 7 to help everyone else?
She rolled a 12 and picked up her magnetic pulse. Okay,
so take your magnetic pulse. You have stopped the chunk of antimatter from taking the soft serve ice cream dispenser, and I don't have proof. But Rusty, if it got around to me, I was going to try to make that 7 roll to help you get the +1. But
that's very nice.
That's you're just going to have to trust me on that.
If you had started with me, I would have tried to get the 7 roll for everybody.
Yeah,
I thought Laura, you were going to start with me, but that's all right.
I would think at least ambition and even revenge for not helping us out as a party. But that's, in a way, that's sort of what the Skio would do. Given a choice of being self-serving or self-sacrificing, the ski as a race would not see any value in self-sacrifice unless it helped a great deal of their race to advance. They are definitely a driven by the most beneficial thing that happens to them or their community. But that's again, that's just background lore, and we're going to go ahead into Fred. Move your mice.
Shouldn't Laura get an ignoble for success?
Yeah, I said she could take profit. Do you need something else besides that, Laura?
I already took profit for the mines.
How about growth that you won't help the party?
Crafty deeds?
Crafty deeds?
I
mean, the magnetic.
Yes. Making a roll outside of on task resolution is definitely a way of getting crafty deeds. Go ahead and take it. And Fred is going to push us into the asteroids. And because we've pushed enough into the asteroids, we're going to make you make at least one asteroid roll right now. So what is that going to be? Let me grab up my notes. And the asteroid fields are chance to ram. So I'm going to take ships F, ship flawed. We lost our flawless sensors, and that's why we hit the asteroid field. Only one roll of difficulties needs to be made to avoid a second loss. So I'm going to start with the Mike, because I left off with Mike. It's just a difficult roll. It's very similar to the A-bomb roll, Mike. But how do we successfully navigate or prevent damage in the asteroid field? And the way you should also preface this is if you go over to that squad overview, you can see the 7. Oh, it's only 6. The 6 we have left. Pick one, like crew unshackled, and then make a roll based on the one you pick.
So I have
hull integrity is always good.
So I got to do it off of ship swaggering, not one of mine?
Well, no, but pick a ship swaggering we're going to lose in case you miss the roll.
Soft serve dispenser.
Okay, so there's a chance we're going to lose the soft serve dispenser. Thank you, Keimer. And how do you protect the soft serve dispenser, knowing how much the Terrans and crews love it?
Okay, so this is what can I do here? I can do a difficult to pick something up.
This doesn't have those mechanics. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick an ability that you actually have. I'll give you the advantage that if you pick something that makes a great deal of sense, I'll let you roll 3 dice for your 12.
Ordnance to blast that stuff out of the way.
You're gonna blow up a whole asteroid field coming at us?
I don't have to blow up the whole asteroid field, just the stuff directly in front of us.
All right, considering the fact that we're going to all take this roll, go ahead and roll your 2 dice for a 12, please. 3 dice, I'm sorry, for a 12.
Well, I'll take the 13 on 2 dice, or I'll take the 14 on 3.
Yeah, 14 on 3 dice. All right, I go to Fred. Fred, pick something that we have on the ship and protect it.
I am going to go for protein calm to get the pilot.
Oh, no. So, yeah, sorry, Fred. It's a little bit different mechanics with the asteroid field. Pop over to the squad overview table, and from there, look at the different things that we have as on the ship, and then pick one of those no taints, soft survive. Do we come across another colony ship we have to save? Do we come across the fact that the soft serve ice cream dispenser? We should probably move that further in the ship. Hull integrity, absolutely. So there's a chance we're going to hit a big chunk of ice in space, and we're going to go down like the Titanic. What do you do to prevent that? And if you pick something like a skill or a trait, you're going to roll 3 dice.
I am going to go for spirited.
Spirited. Give me 3 dice for a 12. That you're going to command the tin head. You're going to command us to make sure that we maneuver out of the way of this big chunk of ice.
Hey.
Okay. Fred has protected us from a big chunk of ice. Tony, pick up part of the ship that we still have and protect it.
Yeah, I was going to protect.
The big gun, right?
Yeah, the PAV. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Okay.
So.
And what do you use to protect it, sir?
Well, really, it's the asteroids are just hitting it and knocking it out of place. So I'm going to use my vice grips to secure it into location.
We lost a screw holding the PAV in place, and he's going to vice grip it for a little while we make a new one. I love it. Right. Give me 3 dice for a 12, please.
There you go.
Okay, and it comes over to me, and I'm going to star point and protect Tony as he's holding the PAV in place. 3 dice for a 12 from me. And, I'm never going to see a better roll than in my life. A 22. Rusty, pick a part of the ship that you're protecting.
Oh, let's see. I'm going to protect the prized cargo.
Sounds.
And I'm
sounds
using my
great.
safety override to
Okay, absolutely. To make
further maneuver.
Yeah, go ahead. So, and give me 3 dice for a 12, please. And Rusty has made it. Did I start with Conrad? I didn't, right?
No,
You started with Mike.
Okay, go ahead, Conrad. What do you do to which part of the ship do you protect?
I'm
And
going
3
to
dice
protect
roll.
the Mars part of the ship.
Well, you got
The Mars part of the ship. Yes. Shall we? Which part of the? What is the closest ship function that's near Mars in the?
Okay, that's a different story.
Yes.
Let's see. So, do we need to re-protect the items before, or I'm putting the same item in jeopardy?
You may put the same item in jeopardy. There's no problem with that. We're not trying to cover them all.
Okay. So, no tanks.
No
And I will
tanks. Okay,
use,
so you're going to save a colony ship, and then in essence, we'd have to take the survivors aboard, and then we'd have tanks aboard. And what do you do?
It?
Jury rig, absolutely. So there's a
2
there's
dice.
a survival ship. Go ahead.
half.
Little rescue pod we came across of.
And that's a fail.
And, 3 dice, please.
Oh, sorry, 3 dice.
Yeah, 3 dice because you're applying the
succeed.
skill. And that does succeed. And Laura, rounding us out.
Well, I don't think anyone's done with crew unshackled yet.
You can double up, but sure, why not crew unshackled and protect the robot's freedom?
And I'm thinking a swaggering I already have, right?
No, yes. Pick something that you already have, so you get 3 dice with it.
I'm gonna use telekinesis so that they know that they're free.
Okay, or drag them out of the way. You know, they probably coordinate through a couple of hubs, or to use a primitive term, routers. Go ahead and save that router on 3 dice for a 12. Boy, that was a lot of minimal rolls, but sometimes that's all you need. What should we check as ignoble for that, guys?
Well, I only need ambition, profit, power to level up to 2, but my ambition is saving the ice cream dispenser keeps you guys from complaining because you seem to care about the ice cream so much.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough one, Mike. I'll give it to you because you're going to level 2, or you are level 2.
I would be going to level 2.
Yeah, I'll give it to you for that. Anyone else want to take adventure? That sounds like adventure to me.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Adventure, I'll take adventure.
Adventure.
No, I wanted to take
Everybody at
judgment
each level
for
what now?
You may take judgment, Tony.
for protecting the path. We keep making sure we have guns.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4 out of 9, so I'm still a long way away. I'm going to go back.
for saving that crew.
Yes,
crew.
shaving that other ship is publicity, absolutely. And I'm going back to the Mintaka climax. And Fred, you want to back up just a little bit because you don't want to press in through.
Yeah, we'll go down here.
And
Oh, another ship. Yep.
And it's another little ship that we have to destroy. You're going to skirt the asteroids, I'm take it. And we need to do another battle on destroy bad guy. I actually still have the table open. That works out great. And I flip a card. How about a 5? Am I going to beat you to it, Mike?
Yeah, because I'm doing my level up.
That's fine. Take your time on that. Trait durable is the... love it when it's trait durable. All right, go ahead and count your chickens before they hatch. How else are you going to know whether this battle might be worthwhile? Success, and for the next half D8 events, you can swap condition and advantage to meet the criteria to act. It is trait durable, and it is a skill of robber baron. I am not a robber baron, but I am durable. I think there's only 2 durables in the party. There might be a third one. Are you durable, Mike?
Yes.
And Laura, do you have all the traits?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we start with me and see if I can roll my 2 dice for a 10 to see if I can, because I am durable as a cruise, and I have made the roll. So for the next half D8 events, the next 4 events, you guys do not need to make this roll since I made the roll. There's no way we can extend it more than half D8, and there's no advantage for picking up the swaggering from it. So next card flip, and it will not be a bane. How about an 8? Go over to that 8. And the condition is going to be skill core recon. That one's going to be a rare one for anyone to have. Any core recon in the party?
Actually, yes.
I am.
Wow.
Wow, we have 2 of them.
Wow, that's 2. That's amazing. Why don't we start with Rusty? And you both want to roll this because it results in the tactics pip. Go ahead and read it for us, Rusty.
Let's see.
I just took it too.
allow the mace battle algorithms to conduct maneuvers maximizing the mathematically best probability of target acquisition based solely on statistical model analysis. T and J, egghead stuff. Success for tactics pip. Conditions: skill, core, recon, difficulty 10, advantage, EE suit, opportunity.
Fire.
Let's see. EE suit.
Opportunity fire is an R, so we probably...
Yeah, I do not have that.
All right, so let's parse it, though. I go over to the squad overview. We do not have the break room coffee, but we do have the Journeymen Cartel. So if you want to roll 3 dice for this, you can roll 3 dice using the Journeymen Cartel R, Rusty.
Okay.
Well, he'll still pick up that opportunity fire if he makes it, right?
He does not. If
I want to pick it up, I only roll 2 dice, right?
Yeah, you have to roll the 10 to pick it up, Fred, is the way the mechanics will work. So if it's a clutch situation here where we want the tactics pip, knowing that's going to help us, otherwise, and the so I'm going over to Rusty. Do you need to roll a 10? You can roll 3 dice and use our Journeyman proxy to assist us here, or you can roll 2 dice for a 10 and try to pick up EE suit opportunity fire. And
I'll
Rusty
give everybody the pip.
Rusty is going to give us all the +1 tactics pip. And Laura, you said...
Laura get
was that Laura or Mike
chance.
was the recon?
I was core recon.
Laura,
that's Mike then.
Laura, I take it you're not core recon, right?
No.
Okay, I go to Mike. Mike, now you have a roll of a 10 to pick up the EE suit, opportunity fire. Or you can roll 3 dice and get the 10, and that's tactics pip followed by tactics pip, which results in the destruction of that little arrow scout.
Oh.
You know what? I just picked up opportunity fire as my level up, so I'll just roll the 3d8.
Okay, go ahead and roll 3d8.
Do I get a +1 die bonus for also having Journeyman Cartel?
No.
Is that just an Outlands mechanic?
That's only in calculated actions.
Okay. 15.
15. All right, that's gonna make that little ship go boom. Anyone else have opportunity fire? I mean, skill recon. Because if you have it, there's a chance you can pick up opportunity fire. But I think we have our 2. And I go back to Fred. We're moving our mice in the game. Where would you like to take the ship from there?
Does those guys pick up any ignobles for that?
Thank you, Fred. What would you guys like to get for ignobles for that? Rusty and Mike.
Let's see. How about ambition, fame, triumph? I think, right? Successfully destroyed it.
It is not actually ambition, fame, triumph. It's profit, revenge, and power. But triumph would be more like fame.
Well, I'll take desire, fulfill, profit, and power. Then.
Well, what I'm saying is there was no profit and power in this.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you have publicity, fame, triumph, and notoriety? Yes or
That's
not?
what I mean. Ambitious, fame, and triumph. I'm reading the old sheet, so...
It's publicity, and yes, you can check publicity, fame, triumph, and notoriety.
Okay.
We're on the same one. It's the last one of the set, right? And Mike.
By a staggering coincidence, that card that came up happened to be a skill and a swaggering technique I had just taken for a level up bonus. I don't know if that's a cunning ploy for just...
It is not, because
right
it's
skills
part
at
of...
the right time, or experiences beyond weird just because that was a weird coinky dink.
I will give you the experience beyond comprehension at your level that you think that you're somehow fated and the universe is looking after you.
I like that.
And from that position, Fred, you actually can go east on the underside of that asteroid belt. You can also go south from there, or you can jump to another part of the game map. Yes, if you want to go there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
We're getting too close to that Sakai mine. The defenses.
And let me grab my rectangle. And there it is. It's at the edge of another asteroid field.
Alright, but it looks like we can go down and be out of it.
You can go directly down and be out of it.
Uh-oh. Is that the thing we've been looking for?
It is not. It is a destroyed ship. It is a derelict. And what happens when you find the derelict? I do believe that we can salvage it. Navigation
That's
hazard
good.
derelicts. Start by losing a ship swagger in the collision. Now I'm just getting vindictive, huh?
Don't we get to add ship swaggering by adding stuff to, or by adding the pieces to our ship?
You will. You're actually reading my mind here,
Okay.
Tony. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is no 7. 4 from the top. The robots now have to be put in restraining harnesses, just like the droids in Star Wars, because they're saying we've lost 3 or 4 ship techniques. Our buddies are getting injured. Hey! Don't lip the humans here. All right, we start by losing a swaggering. Now we perform emergency reaction or collect salvage from debris, using our abilities to gain swaggering at tasking. You can pick any individual or group. You may not pick proxy, and by group I mean ship. So I'm going to start with Conrad. Conrad, on a tasking roll, which unfortunately is very high, it's a 14, you can add any ship, or you can add any EE suit or any savvy, etc. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't want to add the ship because
I'll
we have
swing
other
the
ways to get
deal, and the ships are only 12s to roll. So if we all go for ships, we could probably put back 3 or 4 ship ones if we get really lucky.
Maybe you could do something that could give the rest of us a bonus.
Yeah, I'll give you that too.
That doesn't really seem like me.
And that's perfectly fine.
Okay. So let me roll to give it. Okay.
You don't have to give everyone an advantage unless they're going to bring the ice cream bag. Oh, we already have the ice cream bag. The coffee would be nice.
What's the number for the advantage? Is it still a 12? Is it still a 12?
It's a 7 in order to give us a +1 as a command pip. But you have to give me a reason or an ability that you're justifying it with.
Okay, so I'm going to jury rig as my skill, because jury rig does everything, correct?
Jury rig tends to do everything, but you've used it like 3 or 4 times this session already.
It does everything. Why wouldn't I use it?
I think you're inventive in your jury rig. Together would be a bold.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
I inventive and my jury rig together. But what I would like to do is, instead of giving everyone a +1, I'd like to give Tony a +2. Just Tony.
There you
go. How about Tony a +3?
Wow.
Tony a +3. Okay, I'm gonna roll a 7.
Laura points out that she's after Conrad in the rotation.
Okay, now Laura, what would you like to do? Would you like to roll a 14 to pick up any swaggering, or would you like to roll 12 to pick up a ship swaggering, or would you like to roll a 7 to give everyone a +1 advantage? Or, as Conrad has pointed out, you can play favorites.
It was a
14 to get a swaggering for you, 12 for a ship swagger. Yeah.
I'll go for the ship.
Okay, which one would you like to try to put on there? We lost our trip crystal, and that's your home to some degree.
Yeah, I wish we could do that one, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
See if she's got her Laura dice.
Should I use power generation to try and fix that?
Certainly. You can grab power from the rest of the ship and try to fashion your trip crystal. You're making your nest. Give me 2 dice, please, of a 12.
Ooh.
Good roll. And you may
Nice job.
You may take ambition and profit for that. And I go on to Mike. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use my Stentorian voice to try and roll a 12 and get back our ship Mace Sanction, because if we have a sanction, maybe everything will stop shooting at us if we're supposed to.
Yeah, we've never really had a Mace Sanction, but go ahead and roll to pick one up on a roll of a 12.
Nope.
Okay, and I go over to Fred. Fred, what would you like to do? A 12 to pick up a ship swagger, a 14 to pick up an individual swagger for yourself, or a 7 to give a +1 to the group?
The corpse to go for the thing that was just attempted.
Yeah. So do you want to just help us all on a roll of a 7 and we all get +1, or did you want to roll?
Yeah, that'll work. I'll try.
Give me a 7 on 2 dice then, please, with your esprit de corps.
There we go.
And we're all at +1. Tony, you're at +4. You may roll a 14, +4 is a 10 to pick up an individual swaggering. You may roll an 8 to pick up any new swaggering on the ship.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to make Conrad happy, pick up something on the ship.
Can I talk you out of it? Because you could roll a 3 on 2 dice to give me +3. No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
I think I need to get the break room coffee back for the Terran.
That's very nice.
So I will use my C cube to be able to identify the correct pieces that we need to pick that up.
On a roll of an 8.
There you go.
Nice roll. It's over to me. It's a 14 to pick up swaggering, 12 for the ship.
You got a +1 though.
Plus, thank you. It's an 11 to pick up something for the ship. I'm going to try to get we're going to just lose our... I'm going to get that crew unshackled back by rolling a... And I did not. Over to you, Rusty. What would you like to do? An 11
How many
for the ship.
people are left behind me?
You. It's up to you, Rusty.
Oh, it's all just me.
Go for that base designation.
Well, let's get back our trip crystal.
Our trip crystal is back.
How about flawless sensors?
Oh, that's right. Laura succeeded.
Yeah. If you pick up the flawless sensors, you're going to lose it the first time we hit the asteroids automatically. So let's not pick that one up. But crew unshackled is not bad to have. And that's the one we lost by the 6. I'll let you roll that on a roll of a 6 or better, Rusty, since it's the one we lost.
Is the crew shackled then? Is what's going on?
I didn't need it, but we'll get the crew unshackled.
It would be the equivalent of all of the robots aboard are either tethered to their position and allowed to freely move about, or their programming is severely limited so that they only do certain individual functions. That's what that means by crew unshackled. Now, it could also be further said that Wolfson, we decided we don't trust him enough and we put him in a big iron chain and tell them you're in charge of watching these guys in this cargo bay, and he would get mad about that. And that's probably why we then doubly shackle him. But no, our crew is unshackled, so our crew does not have to be restrained in any way. I'm back to the that was it for the derelict. Not the best of situations, but if we find another derelict, the rolls become difficult, ordinary, and if we find another derelict, the rolls become ordinary routine to pick this stuff up. So,
okay, can I get desires, fulfill, profit, and power for
you
successfully doing it?
You may.
Yeah, prudence and forethought for regaining your trip crystal.
You may. Anyone else? Mike is hoping.
Yeah, I didn't make my roll. I don't think I can get an ignoble from that.
Okay, I'm going to have Fred push me into the dark, unknown space here, away from the derelict. And that looks like a good place to be. It's another one of those, how bad can it be? And more empty space, sir. No, you sort of just went a little bit cattywampus. I'll let you go on the. Oh, there you go. You straightened it out. Okay. I think that was perfect. You sort of threaded the needle there between two hazards. I'm gonna make this box just a little bit thinner, so that you won't know if you go north or south to get to the hazard, which the hazard is. Or you can continue to go east. Call that linear east, since there is probably no north, south, east, and west. And you're starting to get a hint that you're coming up on that green fog again, but you're not into it yet. That was funny. And we're at difficult, I believe, on these, aren't we? All right, we all know the routine by now. You roll a difficult roll to pick up any swaggering. No, I'm sorry, it's a different. This is the one where we roll to see high die, 2 dice. 2 dice, low die is going to be here. Take some damage. I rolled a 4. I've got no luck here today. All right, low guy is going to take my 4. My 4 looks pretty low. Is going to take that extra. Even Conrad's back in the game, rolling a 14 to taunt me. A 5. A 5. Okay, I'm going to take the roll on very bad things. I get the rank 8 Bane. I need to go up to my table of contents to find it again.
160 something.
Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. 169. Thank you, Mike. And I'm going to flip myself a card, and I flip myself a knave. I don't think it gets any worse than a knave. And a knave on Ferocity Bane 8. I am unwounded, but I have used my durable trait, and I get lose what you think was a limb, lots of blood, but it may not be your appendage. Fail and suffer vicious. Regardless, character is pinned. Ref may decide that all players in this. Ref may decide that all players in the squad must attempt this roll, yet the difficulty is decreased by 4. I'm going to do that. Not because I'm mean, but because I want you all to have the benefit of picking up funky recombinant on a 9. So it's roll a 9 and avoid the vicious wound and pick up funky recombinant. Now for crews, we do not pick up funky power, so we would pick up the equivalent J in suit functions.
Same for Chimer too, right?
Chimer can pick up funky powers. They cannot pick up tin head swaggering. They treat those as EE suit. I'm going to start with Conrad. Conrad, a 9.
Yikes.
Please. A 9 to avoid the vicious.
A 9 to avoid the vicious. I believe that's time for a make roll.
It's a beautiful time for a make roll, and you may pick up a funky recombinant J. Your body rebuilds its DNA quite efficiently. And Laura, what would you like to roll your 9, please, to avoid the wound?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead.
Let me look just before we get too many of these. J, we do not have Chimer Viking as a proxy nor ship intruder free, so unfortunately that would not get a covering of those of that. Laura has made her 9, so pick up J, funky powers. Mike.
I will go ahead and I'll do what Conrad did.
You're going to make roll, okay? Pick up your funky power recombinant. I go over to Fred. Fred, do you have a make roll?
Yeah, I have to use it because I'm already wounded.
Yes, I would say you probably should use the make roll so you don't take the wound, and pick up funky recombinant, a J, as the.
Yep. Definitely.
And Tony, I'm over to you. You have not even used your durable yet. You can try to roll that 9 and pick up J EE suit. I'm not sure what that is.
No, I did use my durable because I took damage earlier.
Thank you for keeping us honest. That's nice.
And I will just use my J, which is vice grips, and just try to succeed so I don't take yet.
Roll 3 dice for a 9, sir.
Oh, I take a vicious.
Yeah, Tony is injured, and the J, you were not rolling to lock it, which is fine. J, I will roll a 9 and try to pick up vice grips then, and I rolled a 5. I am now vicious as well, so vicious all around for our poor party here.
Thanks.
And now I feel bad about making us all roll that.
You didn't make me roll for some reason.
Well, that's because I thought I was done, but Rusty, go ahead and roll that 9 to pick up funky recombinant.
I think I will do a make roll.
Okay. And
to
avoid the vicious.
Okay, and you avoid the vicious. You picked up the funky power recombinant, and a lot of us are now have regeneration powers. I see in the party. Unfortunately, not Tony and I. And Fred, from there, where would you like to go? I'm sorry, Mike, what did you say?
Who's actually walking wounded? Just Fred, or are Tony and Red actually wounded now?
I am. I'm walking wounded.
Yeah.
Yes. 3 of us are walking wounded now.
I look forward to the opportunity to recklessly throw my life away for you guys. Not my wife. I'm keeping her.
Yes.
That
That would only happen rarely, and would only happen if you're wounded as well, right?
I'm not wounded. No, I think with a Chimer, I don't know. You teased me in the narrative last week for not moving to save a wounded crew member. So
I tease you all the time, though. Let's look under what that bad thing is. It's under combat, I believe, and it's under like Chimer insanity. Where is that? Yeah, wounded Chimer suicide. I believe that first word, wounded, is the key here. These humans are odd. If a Chimer is ever walking wounded, playing after he sees a vicious, he considers that divine selection. If anyone else in the party suffers a second vicious wound, one which would kill, each injured Chimer member of the party must roll ordinary to avoid taking that wound instead.
Okay, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you're not there yet. Get out the knives, Tony. What good is it having a Chimer aboard if we don't want to take advantage of it?
I know.
And Fred, I believe we've hit the edge of the map again.
I think Laura's asking about ignoble.
Ignoble
for avoiding a wound, ignoble for taking a wound. I think I'm going to have to get an ignoble for being wounded. That would probably be. Gosh, no, I don't see anything. I did not make the roll.
Prudence.
we were wounded by the antimatter. I guess I could say experiences beyond comprehension. Finally, that I'm realizing I'm getting wounded by something I can't even see. So I'll credit that.
I will
it's a stretch, but not for
Gained
level
a
1.
Weird power for the first time. So is that experience beyond weird?
Yeah, it's being wounded by something that we're really not even seeing. That antimatter would count as experiences beyond weird, or beyond comprehension. And Laura, which one did you want?
I wanted experiences beyond weird for suddenly seeing all these wounds sprout into existence.
Sure. What was the what's your level? It's 1, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, take that as an experience.
Now, remind me, as a Chimer, I can take a funky power, but I can't lock it as glorious.
I believe that's the Terrans.
I thought Chimer couldn't take funky powers for some reason. I thought it was only Terrans and
nope. Chimer would use funky powers are actually a combination of implants and psionic powers, right? The Spock stuff. So, and if a Chimer suddenly becomes super wise and has telekinesis, that would be seen as, oh my gosh, it must be divine, because you're probably one of the few religious races left in the game as well, Mike. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, it does. And
yeah, that you would attribute these funky powers as, again, your Chimer god. You're you know what you are, sadly, you're that guy, by Grapthar's hammer in
Don't.
I mean, I used to joke that they were Klingon sponges, but now I guess they're Klingon cacti.
Right, yes.
So, swaggering may be acquired by Terran and Chimer, but these abilities may only be locked glorious by Skia.
Well
Page
then,
60.
Mike, you have actually read the rules and corrected the author, which gives you a free ignoble. No, it doesn't. It makes me come to kill you even that much more. No, I'm teasing. Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, okay,
So Terrans cannot take funky.
They can, but only Skia can lock a funky power as glorious.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I already have experiences beyond comprehension, but I picked up my first funky power. Maybe adventure.
Sure.
Okay.
Or ambition.
I'll do the ambition, because I think the universe is looking out for me, and then I suddenly picked up funky power of recombinant DNA. That fits. Thank you. I like that.
Okay. So Mike is jonesing on God, and which well matches his character. And Fred, you can go and clear out what may be to the. Okay. You read my mind.
Let's fill in that empty spot.
And we have found more of the minor species of the race defending their territory.
Who doesn't like them now? It was you, right?
Yeah, I don't like them. Yeah, I mean, we all can pick up a healthy dislike for these things. I mean, unless you're trying to play a Terran who wants to collect prisoners and sell them to the slavers, and for unspeakable things. This is another one where we're all going to take one result on Q&D seasoned. I believe that's the third table. Anything that doesn't look right causes a PM cycle point, except the KO, which causes insanity. If you ever flee the battle to support, you have to take a second roll.
Sorry,
So,
which
let me go back to my table of contents here. Let me click on the Banes, Bane number 3 for commerce, and I will go around the table. I'm going to start with Conrad. Sorry, Conrad. How about a 3 for you? It's a Bane. It's third ferocity Bane's 3. Mike, do you have that in your? Do you want me?
It's on page 162, and I'll see if I can beat you to it.
And here it is, Conrad. Go ahead and read. Look at that core recon.
Lose all HUD targeting support during a random reboot or software security update. Fail en route with method locked as defensive. Difficulty 10. Advantage skill. Core recon. I think that's the one that nobody had except Mike.
Yeah, and Rusty.
Rusty.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking for the 10, right?
You're looking for a 10, or you're going to take a second card right now.
And there's the 13.
And
no
so
card
Conrad
for me.
is out of this battle, that he's fighting the guys that have boarded us. I go to Laura. Laura, I'm going to give you a result of 5. And I'm racing Mike to the chat with that. And there it is.
Mouse versus touchpad.
Sometimes warfare boils down to the basics. Do him before he does you. Fail and KO. Regardless, change method next round. Difficulty 12, advantage EE suit, DP targeting. I don't think.
Double precision.
I do not have that.
12, and the fail is not KO, it's a point of insanity.
Okay, so 12 does not go save.
12 or take an extra point of insanity. And Laura, your insanity is at what now? Is it a 3?
Nope, that brings me to a 1.
Drink shit 1. Well, you're a Skia. It seems like you barely have touched the mental incapacities of your species. I go to Mike, and Mike, I'm going to give you a 6.
A 6?
It doesn't need to be a Bane, and I think you already have it, so I'll stop posting.
Yeah. Plug a leak. Could be suit octofluids, could just be gushing sap. Fail and lose a swaggering, or suffer a vicious wound. Flare. Treat the current card suit going forward as Bane's. Difficulty 10. Advantage EE suit internal baffling.
So, Mike, if you, it's not only the vicious wound, it's also going to be a point of PM cycle if you don't get this 10.
Oh well. I'll just take the internal baffling instead.
Why don't you grab the internal baffling, which is not a bad one to have with your recombinant. Fred, here it comes for you. How about a 6? It's the same one that Mike had, the plug a leak.
Okay, so I got the same exact thing. So I have a 10 to go on.
The baffling is, that's a T, which means we do have on the ship hull integrity. You actually saved that last time you had a roll on it. You may roll 3d8 to try to make your 10 and keep yourself from dying.
Or I can go 2d8 and try to pick up the internal baffling, right?
That is correct. Yes, you understand the mechanics precisely. Don't risk the death. Don't risk the death. Don't risk the death.
That's what?
There's plenty of
He
chance.
figured it out pretty quick.
Yes, good. All right, Fred is still alive. Tony, always risk the swaggering. Let me flip a card for you, sir. How about an 8?
An 8 on the thrice third ferocity?
Yes, on the third ferocity Bane.
Page 162, but I got it.
8. Revise your will to include a small gifts to your present companions, especially Conrad. Fail and suffer vicious.
I got you that +3, man.
Yeah, regardless, next half a day events for the squad are Banes. Perfect.
All that would mean is it's vicious and a PM cycle if it's not enough to die.
Advantage 10, or difficulty 10, advantage esprit de corps. Okay, well, I'm certain I do not have esprit de corps.
Dude, the ship is not Clockwork Robotics and it's not G-Sol. Do you have any other, and you don't get funky power swaggering, so no, this is pretty much, it is a roll. You're going to need to make of a 10.
What's the letter on it?
The esprit de corps is an I.
I? Yeah, I don't got anything for that. Okay, well, I guess I'm trying to roll a 10 not to die.
You're trying to roll a 10 not to die, or at least we have a couple of people behind you to try to save you, but it looks like, let's see if we need to.
I have taken my second vicious.
You're taking your second vicious. And as you take that second vicious, I think to myself, the last time I revised my will, I made you my beneficiary, and you made Conrad the beneficiary of our both? All right, it's over to me. Let's see what I get as a card to see if I'm also risking death. I got a knight card. That knight card, Michael posted as I read it, circle, even backtrack for a better position to save my buddy. Fail and retreat back to method support. Cruise, treat a fail instead as a vicious wound. I would not retreat back to support. Flare, Stellar, Myrmidon 7. Now, I can roll that 7, and I will roll that 7 to protect Tony, and then take a second card on the table.
Can I, since I'm the Chimer, can you take your roll, and can I take a second card to save Tony?
No, because you've already taken your action just by random luck, Mike. You probably do not know that he's in danger. But what you can do is you can say that you self-wound, so you step in and take his wound. No, you don't want to do that. It's only a 7. I have already used my spirited. Is there any other? Can I get any bonus for fierce or? Let me see. I'm fierce as well. Can I get a bonus for fierce? Is there like a catbird seeker or something, or is that inventive?
Fury. You can get fury.
I can get the fury pip by being fierce. Absolutely. I take the fury pip of +2. I need a 5 on 2 dice to save Tony, and I save Tony. Now I need a second card flip to save myself.
Why, thank you.
And I got an ace. Hey, you don't need to thank me. This is what troopers do. I realize, and you can post that ace at your leisure, Mike. I realize you've knocked out a position, so scoot or be where you need to be. So I ran halfway across the ship, and they asked me, "Why are you going over there? That's not your position." A fail and route back to defensive. That actually counts as yet another roll if I fail, but this can get me out of it. On a 6, I have saved myself 2 dice, and I saved myself, and I go on to Rusty, and I'll check something appropriate for.
Nobody needs saving, right?
Nobody needs saving at the moment unless you go down. Okay. I will go ahead and take the growth, and I will be the selfless one of the party.
Does this count as battle?
It does.
Okay.
I'll take that then for level 2.
But Rusty, your card is. Forgive me. Did I give you that ace? That was my ace. How about if I give you a knight? A knight is a good card.
A knight.
Not a bane?
Well, they're all banes. So
okay.
Yes.
That's the circle backtrack one, right?
Yes.
So
Did you get a mic, or do you need me to post it?
I'll repost it, but it's already in the chat. It's one of the ones that you just did. So difficulty 7 advantage is Myrmidon.
Oh. So circle, even backtrack for better position, fail and retreat back to method support. Cruise, treat fail instead as a vicious wound. Flare, treat all squad stellar suits as banes. Difficulty 7, advantage Myrmidon.
Myrmidon is 2 dice of a 7. You may have that as a skill. It's a combat skill. By level 4, we should probably all have all of the combat skills if we're playing this game. And but a 7 on 2 dice, Rusty, you can make that. Did you want to activate a fury pip, or you're not even wounded yet, so you can still take your 1 wound?
I'm not even wounded yet, but
and this does not even cause a wound. It would just mean you get a second card flip if it should come up. So 7 on 2 dice, please.
There we go.
And Rusty, I'm Conrad. You're the last one, or did we start with you? I think we started with you, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. Wow, that was fun. That was dangerous. That was ugly. All right, Fred, go ahead and push us in any direction.
Can you not try to find that again, Fred?
Lori's asking about heroics.
Well, at level 1, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And what did we just fight here?
Those are Ver-Digris again. Now, I'm looking at the amount of map that's left, and we're in like the final third, fully over to the right, fully over to the east. And I'm willing to gut it out because I'm a selfless guy for the party. But there will reach a point where when a number of us are actually wounded, that we may want to decide to just quit this mission, fail it, so that we can heal. Do you follow, guys, our option here?
Yep.
Okay. And so, in essence, as soon as Conrad gets wounded, we'll have another vote toward the, hey, it's the heck with this, man. All right, we're moving on to the next position in the map.
Well, we've also consumed our make rolls and our skills, etc.
That is correct.
You know, our bonuses. So
we've lost our trait bonus, but there's another 24 minutes if we can gut it out, and then if we make another 24 minutes, assuming we're going to play this another week, and we may be done with it, we may not be, depending upon the luck. If we come back to play this next week, our trait bonus is reset. So Tony picks up a durable, I pick up a durable, which is really nice. Fred, though, would be running his third week with that vicious wound, which is just above and beyond. Where would you like to go from there, Fred?
Are you going to go into the green?
Don't go north.
You can. Oh, man, Fred.
All right, green.
You can see it. I'm disappointed in you, sir.
We're being less than kind here. Maybe we thought that was the best way to get around the other disadvantages here. Green is low die roll, takes a rank 8. As long as it's not me. No, I'm the selfless one. I got a 14 now. I've already had my chance. There's a 6 from Rusty.
7. There's
2 ties.
2 sevens, 3 sevens.
3 sevens.
All right, so you got 3 sevens, and the 3 sevens now. Did anyone want to volunteer, Rusty, since you're not wounded, to be the guy on the injury?
Yeah. Did any of the guys who rolled the 7, are any of them wounded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fred is wounded and Tony is wounded. So,
I'll definitely take it.
Rusty is being a party guy here as our commander, and we want to make sure we get him to check an ignoble from this. But Rusty, first you have to survive a 4, and I'm going to bring it up because I'm probably beat Mike to it. A ferocity 8 Bane inverted 4, and it's coming at you swinging with an ugly roll. Here it is, guy.
Let's see. Come out swinging to help them at bay, fail, and suffer vicious. Regardless, your next action card suit decides the method. Flare. Treat all squad commerce suits as Banes. Advantage 14. Okay, difficulty 14. Advantage Savvy Hatchet Man.
Yes, I remind you, I've had 2 of these already at 14, and I have not made either of them.
Savvy Hatchet Man. So I think this is time for a make roll.
Yes, absolutely. If you have a make roll, pick up Savvy Hatchet Man, and you avoid both the vicious wound and the PM penalty that would cause by that flare.
I will use a make roll.
Terrific. Rusty has made his make roll.
Move on. Laura wants to volunteer because she's looking for a heroics ignoble to level up, and I, of course, want to jump in because I'm a chimer to save someone from death. No, only Rusty?
Yeah.
It's only Rusty needed to make that roll. This little encounter is done for the moment. We went into the green slime, but if it comes up again, you 2 guys could volunteer to roll 1 die 8 instead of 2 dice 8, perhaps. But we're going to go on. We're going to find out what's going to happen as we. Since we're still fighting the illusions and the brain fungus that's coming in the green zones, the extra radiation. Remember, the guy said it causes drain bamage. And from there, Fred, you would not want to move from that position, but you could go back around to the northwest corner and move in any direction from there.
You were also going to give me a...
you should get an ignoble. Which one would you want?
Well, I just turned level 3, so I have everything open. So
okay.
I guess...
which one would you want for saving one of your party members?
I think probably growth then, and leadership.
Well, if you want to take growth and leadership for that, do so.
I will do that.
And Fred has pushed himself to there. And from there, which way do you want to go? North, I would assume, right, to get further away from the green slime? As we make our cookie cutter pattern around the map, where to from there, Fred?
Right into the slime, north into the asteroids.
Well, no, it's not right into the slime. It's southeast into the slime. So
I don't know. You could have made 2 squares of slime there.
Oh no, you're right. I could have just slimed the whole map. That would have been That would be ugly. To basically to make the lesson that we not every mission is winnable.
Next.
Okay. Let's see what that one buys us.
Ordnance.
And what happens with the ordnance? I believe we go around the table and try to protect ourselves from the boom boom box. Unexploded ordnance, military grade. Each player around the table will deactivate the missile coming at him on it's only an ordinary roll, but failure is a vicious wound. How about if we start with Fred, go to Tony, and then go to me, and that way if anyone needs to come to our rescue, it'll be on the end of the loop. Fred, what do you do to protect yourself from the vicious wound, sir? You may be muted, or...
Let's see here, let me... I am going to go for... I'm going to use Ignoble's code patched to slip in some programming into one of the new robots to jump in front of me.
Absolutely, to form some sort of defensive barrier or bunker or revetment, or even just to add some electronic shielding to the area of the ship you're in. I take it as something that you do not have because you want to pick it up on a 7.
I have it.
If you want it, I will give you the ability to roll it on 3 dice. Go ahead, roll me a 7.
I have that ignoble.
You have that swagger, yeah. Roll 3 dice and roll a 7 then with it, sir. Still a slight chance it'll take you out.
Oh yeah.
But not 1 and 11. We go on to.
Mark that glorious.
No, if you wanted to roll 2 dice, I'll let you reconsider.
Okay, now we're good.
Yeah, if you want to roll 2 dice for a 7, it's not a very difficult roll to roll. It's probably a little bit better than 50-50, maybe even better than that. But it does risk death in the game, and you do have a level or 2 to worry about.
A 7 on 2 to 8 is definitely more than 50-50. It's about a 60.
Yeah, Tony, 2 dice of a 7 or 3 dice if you apply a skill.
Actually, I want to use crack shot to try to take it out. I've already got it marked to glorious.
Go ahead and roll me 3 dice for a 7, please.
There you go.
And I'm injured as well, so I take a lesson from that, and I will use the double precision targeting that I have and roll my 3 dice, looking for a 7, and I too am to escape the danger. I go to Rusty. Rusty, you can roll 3 dice for a 7 to escape the wound, but you don't have a wound. Or
I don't have a wound.
Or you can roll 2 dice for a 7 to try to pick up a swaggering, sir.
I'll try, decoy drone.
Very good. Give it to me on a 7.
Up.
And Conrad, 2 dice to pick up a swaggering, 3 dice to save yourself.
Man, I hate that business.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go try to pick up Starpoint Overload, rolling 2 dice. And
Very
there
good.
it is. There's the fail. So I pick up the vicious.
Now, unfortunately as well, you also picked, since this is task resolution and not combat, you pick up a point of insanity and a point of PM cycle with that double singles.
Okay.
So. I go on to Laura. You're not in insanity of 3 yet, are you?
I am insanity of 3.
Okay, roll me a 3 or better on 2 die 8, or you're going to be our first person to pick up a flaw.
Wait, are you
Success.
What is it? I think it's inventive. I think you can use to block the insanity.
Thank you, Fred.
I would rather keep the swagger at this point.
Okay, and so we go on to you can always take it off the ship just as point of order. But Laura, 2 dice of a 7 to pick up swaggering, 3 dice of a 7, apply a skill and save yourself.
Laura is away from the table for the moment.
We'll skip her. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead and take my roll. I'm going to go ahead.
I could always block my vicious, though. This can he not?
Yep.
You did not take a vicious, did you? Oh, yes, you did. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did with the
Mike, I'll allow you to make 2 dice of a 12 to block the vicious. Do you have a make roll left?
I do have a make roll left.
Well, if you wish, you can block Conrad's vicious, or you can just say he's not dead yet, and he can join the crew. The numerous people, because it also does put a more incentive of the fact that we have probably 35 of these little boxes left to go through to find a needle in a haystack here.
I'll go ahead and blow the make roll.
All right, he saved you, Conrad. What a selfless man. And I think we've already done Fred, so that brings us full circle. I'm not going to worry about Laura. Laura has probably made her roll in 3 days easily. Fred, I'm just going to put you right at the crossroad of the 4 boxes. You have the world is your oyster.
So
you may move at any dark area.
Ignobles for that last one.
Okay. I'm level 1 and I need battle. I'll take it.
Let's see here. I need to take judgment, prudence.
Yes, by deciding to go first. As simple as that.
Would this be considered an adventure?
An adventure, yes, it would be.
Would
the fact that we're continuing wounded is an adventure.
Would saving Conrad be heroics at level 2?
Yes. I need judgment and I need cunning ploys. I'm getting there.
How about, can I take battle at level 3?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But it's probably from the Ver-Digris that we fought as well.
Okay.
If you're keeping score. They were a level 3 creature, Rusty. Otherwise, you'll need a level 4 creature next time you check battle. And that would be Crow and above. Are we all there?
I checked growth for taking my first vicious, but since I didn't take my first vicious, should I not check growth? Maybe check adventure instead?
No, you should have the growth for taking the first vicious. And what probably the Chimer came over with the psychedelic powers and realized he could activate your psychedelic powers. You're recombinant, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you can regrow your own limbs over given time. I mean, you even come back from the dead. You just wouldn't become a trooper anymore if you double wound. The experience of that would probably keep you out of the suit. We're going to go on to Fred, if you're ready. It's mostly the eastern edge of this map, and as I said, there's maybe 35 more blocks. And I'll let you roll, since it's 850. I'll let you roll 2 dice for a 7 to get a pirate's hunch, Fred.
All right.
You're a swashbuckler, I hear.
Yep, 10.
So you're going to want to get to. If I can get my mouse cursor back, it sort of has disappeared on me. If you cut that empty area into thirds, you want to be in the middle third of it. Does that help? Or do I need to define a little bit more?
Where we are right now, I need to be in the middle third.
So if you...
Vertically or horizontally?
Yes, if you look at that last third of the map that's blank, and you look at a top portion, a middle portion, and a lower portion, your pirate hunch says that this thing is not going to be in the lower portion. There's too much green gas. And it's not going to be in the top portion. It has too much asteroids. It's going to be in that middle portion.
So we want to go east.
So I'm going to move you to here. And from there, you can go north in the asteroids, which then may help you move east, or you may go south into unknown, or you may go east directly. What would you like to do from the position I put you at, Fred?
If we go east, that's asteroid navigation.
No. Because you're on the, I'm going to move you just a little bit. You see how you're on the edge of the field there?
Okay.
You can hug the edge of the field there if you wish.
We'll go east.
Okay, let me give you a box that you can look at.
The food when the game ends, I plan on doing a beer run.
And an untapped Sakai mine is what you came across. I'm going to just put you out to the side there just so everyone can see it. Now, remember, the untapped Sakai mine, we have 2 choices on. We can report it, in which case we have very little else to gain with the Journeyman cartel, or we can establish our own base of operations there and start mining Sakai as a long-term prospecting operation.
Let's do that. We have that whole ship of colonists too.
Okay, so there are.
We'll put the taints to work because they're so diligent.
We wouldn't put the taints to work there, but what we're going to want to do is have it fully automated. So, a fully automated extraction process can be established with 8 rolls of difficult. Now, you do not need to make all 8 of these. If you only make one of them, you have an extraction process. It's just extremely inefficient, and you'll see that it probably is going to be very vulnerable to the Ver-Digris or the Journeymen to come and steal it. Now, there are 8 functions, and this is where you have to play a little bit of a guessing game with me. I'm going to start with Tony, which means, Fred, you're going to be the last to go on the table, but there's no prouder moment. Tony, if you were establishing a space asteroid mining operation, you would need 8 things. What is one of the 8 things you would need? And think in terms of broad categories. Like, you wouldn't think in terms of, well, we're going to need a spanner wrench. You would have to say, well, what would you use that spanner wrench for? So what is one of the 8, sir? You've done this many times with me.
Well, we need refining tools.
Refining tools. Something to do extraction, right?
Yes.
Okay. Excavation. Make me a difficult roll and tell me what skills you're using in order to make the machinery that's going to excavate the asteroids.
I'm going to be using my brawler skill, just kind of forcing things.
Sure, you can.
We don't have I know we don't have the proper tools, but I'm going to use I'm just going to really, put my elbows into it.
Right, and as you do that, you're also You're also teaching the androids that are eventually going to take over for you how to get the ore out. So in essence, you're doing like an OJT with them, and you missed it by 1. Yeah, but and this would be a chance that you guys could use the Fury Pip, or I think there's another one that you can get in the Inventive gives you the Command Pip. I'm not sure. One of them gives the Catbird seat. You can apply because it's only like 7 minutes left in the game too. And we're going to go to me, and I'm going to skip, and I go over to Rusty. Rusty, if you had to create an space-based mining operation, you would need 8 things. One of them is excavation, so you can roll 2 dice of a 12 and start the excavators working, apply skill, or you can pick something else for me, please.
You need transport to get the refined ore off.
Okay, so it's going to need some sort of locomotion, you're saying. So how would you make this mining operation be able to move from asteroid to asteroid, or also eject the ore that you produce?
I would basically use my engineering skill to engineer the mechanisms for the locomotion.
Okay, so give me 2 dice roll of 12, please.
Is there any way that I could change this to give everybody else a plus?
Okay, I'll let you do that. You won't actually create anything for the operation. On a roll of a 7, you can use your engineering skill to sort of oversee the whole operation and give everyone +1 tactics pip.
Oh, missed it.
I go on to Conrad. You know that we need locomotion. We know we need excavation. What else do we need?
Power generation.
Power, of course. Whole thing can't run on solar because that little star, Mintaka, is a long way away from this, so it's not going to get a whole lot of solar. What do you do to make power generation for it?
So I have power generation as a skill, but obviously I'm going to use ordnance for that.
You can use both if you wish.
After all.
You can use ordnance actually to blow the holes that your power generation will set up its Phillips pods in. Go ahead and give me a 2 dice roll of 12, please. Or you can roll a 7 and give everyone a plus.
Negative.
Neither or. Laura, are you with us?
Yes.
Laura, so we're setting up a space-based asteroid mining operation, and we know we need excavation, locomotion, and power. We're not going to be able to work without those 3 plus 5 others. So you can either tell me something we need and roll a 12, or you can pick one of those operations and say, I'm going to do such and such to give us locomotion.
Well, if we need power, I have power generation.
Okay, give me 2 dice of a 12, please.
Yep.
Okay. We are just not the S&R group, Mike. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm going to try and find another category. So we need to excavate the ore. We need power to run the mine. We need to be able to transport the ore. But we also need to refine the ore, separating the slag from the Sakai.
Okay, that would not be done here.
Oh.
Yeah, it would. That's going to take War Cartel technology to actually separate the Sakai from whatever you're coming out. Go ahead and take a second guess.
I thought that was a really good guess, too.
Yeah, if you could actually separate the Sakai here, you would be setting up a system. People would come and live here. You're just setting up a remote base to secretly steal. You're doing what the Ver-Digris are doing, the Ver-Digris are doing.
But we're Mace sanctioned. Oh, wait, no, we're not.
Go ahead.
We need a workforce.
I'm sorry?
We need a workforce. We need miners.
Yeah, robotics. I'm going to call it command and control. Is that more what you're thinking?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. How about command and control? I'll give you that one.
And what could I do for command and control? Let's see. I'm like, grenadier.
Ordnance works.
Ordnance works. No, I'm going to use my stentorian voice.
Okay, so you're going to basically do more OJT, and you're going to say that you're going to have at least one robot that's going to be directing the other robots, right?
Yep.
Pick out your guy.
Umar's going to stay behind to guide the tides.
We're going to leave Wolfson behind to guide. No,
Ungmar.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're throwing back to a previous era.
By the way, I rolled a 14.
You did. You finally. So we have a command and control center here on the untapped Sakai, but it does not have any excavators. So the guys are basically grinding their claws against the hardened surface. I go on to Fred. Fred, you know that we need at least excavators to get something started, but then we don't have any power either. So what would you like to do to help us out here?
I am going to use a new skill of engineer.
Absolutely. Did you want to try to figure out another thing that we need here, or did you want to try to establish power? Or
I'll figure out another thing we need.
Go ahead. Pick and see if you can outguess me.
All right. So where I'm rolling, 2d8 or 3d8?
Well, you're gonna have to tell me. Just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to reason it.
I'm going to guess we need oxygen scrubbers or something.
Yeah, that would be more in the excavation process if there was actually some sort of dissolving process. Think in terms of a whole base. If you were establishing, a mini base here, you would need power. You'd need the excavators. You'd need some sort of command and control function, and you'd need a break room. Did you say?
Yes.
Break room was pretty cool. The robots would love you for it, but it was not one of the 8 I thought of.
No amenities?
No amenities. It's all robotic. I did not think of amenities. A second guess for you.
Do
you need
battery station?
It's I'd lump that into power. Go ahead and guess again. You're gonna see what ROM logic is like.
How about a spare parts bin?
A maintenance bay. I'm gonna give you that.
Okay.
Because everything is gonna fall apart. Maintenance. Did I spell it right? Maintenance. All right. Give me. How do you establish a maintenance bay with your engineering, sir?
Yeah.
Give me 2 dice of 12.
Hey. Yeah,
Missed it by 1. And I think we started with Tony. So all we've done is we've established that we have a command and control site on this untapped Sakai. Fred, you're going to be our designated cartel executive since you were the person moving us at this moment. You may check growth that you are you are an executive in a very, 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 very small cartel. And the only thing we've established of the 8, just write this in your notes, is that we have a command and control station to relocate this ore. And in between the adventures, I'm going to allow you guys to continue to think about my 8 and figure out what you need in order to set up a working and safe mining operation there. But we are still playing this game, but it is 9 o'clock. I'm having enough fun that I'm tempted to say, let's play this one more week next week. Does anyone veto that or not?
I'm fine finishing off the climax next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Trying to get ignobles for that last thing. Cunning employee skills is the only person to actually make a roll?
Yes, Mike. In fact, everyone can take cunning employee skills if they want, because we are now a cartel. A very small. How small are we, Tony, in terms of Cartel Royal?
Oh gosh, we're barely level 1. No, not even that.
We just did our initial die roll to set up our first cartel.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
D8.
I promise in the next week, between now and then, I will not add anything new to the map.
To this map.
To this map, I got to work on a little bit on Cutlass.
So resume in the other one.
And I got some other things that I'm working to troll all of the cosplayers on the internet, role-play cosplayers. It is. I have nothing against costume drama at conventions. It's fun to watch. Okay, thank you very much for playing, guys. Let me